Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today's Monday, May 29th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. Happy Memorial Day 2023. We have NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and an amazing Yankees-Mariners matchup to follow tonight. Celtics and Heat, and of course, the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Dallas Stars in Dallas for game number 6. NHL playoffs, West Finals, game 6. Vegas leads 3-2. Can Dallas tie the series and force game 7 in Vegas? It's highly likely. I am excited to see what happens in this matchup. I got the NASCAR race that was delayed from yesterday on, and they had 400 laps to do, and they were going to start the Xfinity race around 8, 9 a.m., got a little bit through it, then they had to cancel it until the end of this race. This was slated for noon today, and we have 66 laps to go. Blaney, Busch, Reddick, Larson, and Byron are your top 5. And then I'll flip it over here in 5 minutes, obviously, to ESPN. And then we'll have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars. And then if the night couldn't even get any better, NASCAR, yes, please. NHL playoff hockey, yes, please. We get Heat Celtics game 7 when the Heat were up 3-0. And now they have the opportunity to be the first team to ever come back down from 3-0 since the Boston Red Sox, who actually completed that feat, being down 3-0 as well and getting 4 in a row. And then if the night didn't get any sweeter than NASCAR, Coca-Cola 600, all right, Celtics Heat game 7, Stars Golden Knights game 6, I actually also on top of that get a blessing. I get Yankees, Mariners, Aaron Judge coming to Seattle. And the last time that he came to Seattle, I was there, and I got an Aaron Judge ball. So I'll be following that later. That starts at 6:40 Pacific time. The NBA game starts at 5:30, so in about 34 minutes. And we are going to get started within the next 5 to 15 minutes here on NHL Action. Let's go, baby. I hope everyone is having a happy Memorial Day. How are you? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. And it gave me a chance to spend a little bit more time with Paisley, which was the right move. And this race isn't even over yet. And I still had to make a thumb. So I think, I gave it a fair shot. I gave it an hour. I was going to make it maybe an hour, hour and a half. And then I was going to kind of go from there. Thank you so much. $20 holla from Megan, getting us started early and often. Thank you so much. Yeah, go Yankees. Well, you know what? You can't give up on your Cardinals. I know how frustrated you are, but you just have to understand. You've been living your whole life as a sports fan that doesn't have a whole lot of joy, right? What has changed from back then till now? Is it the uber success of last year and just not being able to handle the losses this year? Trust me, I totally get it. Look at me, Blazers, Mariners, Ducks. I mean, yeah, I might be able to get to a Rose Bowl or a Natty here and there, but when I get to the Natty, I never win it. You know what I mean? So maybe the Ducks has been the best thing in my life for consistency. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get good from time to time. But when we're good, we're really good. And we end up, winning Super Bowls, right? So you just got to stick it out. I know it's tough. No Jordan Walker. Wayno sucks. The owner, the GM, the manager, everyone just sucks, right? You still got to keep faith. You know what I mean? Because if I can watch the Mariners be dog shit for 20 years in a row and still have faith, you can watch them moving forward. And I know, you got the Hawkeyes, you got your Colts, and, and just to be, really clear, I know Tampa is going to be one of the worst teams in football, right? Don't be surprised if the Colts end up being one of the top 10 worst, even with the additions that you've had this year in the draft. I would assume the Colts and the Titans are still going to struggle. Same thing with Tampa Bay and a few of, these other teams. But it's just about progression and slowly getting better. All right. So, if you're already going to put the Cardinals on the shelf, what's going to happen if the Colts get an injury or they start slow like they did last year? It could be a really, really long year. So I know it sucks watching our teams lose. But again, think about how it makes you feel if you were like a bandwagon fan and then you just only celebrated dubs all the time. You don't know what it's like to be human. You don't know what it's like to feel pain, cry, yell, scream. So sometimes when your team ends up being shitty, it almost is like a hidden blessing, because then it makes you silently remember, in your tears with the tissues and punching at the wall, that when you do actually get a dub when your team sucks, it feels good. It makes you feel alive. And, we'll see what happens here. I know Yankees are your secondary, but I need these dubs. And the Yankees aren't as good as they normally are in traditional years. I know them and the Astros will get it going, but I got to go Mariners today. Megan in the building. Let's go Vegas. The only time I'll say this as a Kraken fan, wish I could do a little bit more, but things are a little tight for tonight. I appreciate you. It's all good. Anything that anyone can do to get get it started, obviously tremendously helps. And I appreciate you very, very much. You may think, 20, here, there, because you've obviously done, 50, 100, 200. You've done a lot, but every dollar counts. You know that. And I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $20 holla. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. It means a lot. And I'm excited here. All right. I got to flip it over here. Otherwise, I'm just going to get distracted and watch this whole race, not realizing that hockey needs to be played. Michael McDowell with some sparks coming underneath his car. All right, here we go. All right, so I got it on the right channel. Boom, we got it on ESPN. Let's blow the speakers out. How about let's turn it up to 100 is the maximum. So I probably shouldn't turn it up above 75, not to blow the speakers out. Let's do 80. All right, let's go. I'm excited for tonight. Yankees, Mariners, Stars, Golden Knights, NASCAR, Coca-Cola 600, Memorial Day, and Miami Heat, Boston Celtics Game 7, where we could get some history there either way. Either the Heat are going to make history and make it, or the Celtics are going to make history by coming back from 0-3. Both teams will lose to the Nuggets, but at least getting to the finals is a big deal. That is big facts. $20 holla. Let's get to a hundo. Yeah, I know you do, right? But let's be honest. When the team sucks, sometimes, instead of watching every game or a lot of the games, sometimes it turns you off a little bit and you're like, maybe skip a game, maybe skip a couple games, maybe skip a week, you know what I mean? And, every fan can do whatever they want based on watching the team, you know what I mean? But you just got to be able to take the good times, and soak them in and don't take them for granted. And hopefully they can turn things around. But I definitely understand the frustration because you are normally a very good team, or at least a respectable team from year to year. This is like the first time in a long time where there was a huge drop-off from playoffs till now. Mariners kind of had a drop-off as well. But remember, you lost Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols, 2 Hall of Famers. So, yeah, you added some guys, but, 2 Hall of Famers lost. It's not what they do on defense and, behind the plate. And in the box, it's that overall aura, that vibe, what they brought, to the dugout, what they brought to the rest of the teammates. So, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, you're not familiar with some of the names. You know what I mean? I get it. It's not like every single hardcore fan or non-hardcore fan watched Illinois football to see your guy. So let's be honest. I would say 90%, probably of Hawks fans, didn't really have a whole lot of background besides just reading and watching film leading up to the draft. But you can't tell me that, every Hawk fan watched every Illinois game throughout the year and knows exactly what they were getting. Let's just be truthful and honest. Even myself, I didn't watch very many Illinois. Did I watch a couple? Yeah, just because they were playing someone else that I was interested in. I wasn't interested in them. I was interested in like Michigan or Ohio State. So there's always going to be a little nerves there, but you got to think. You're better than the Rams. You're better than the Cardinals. So what that means is if you just play decent football and a lot of the good quarterbacks left and went to the AFC like Rodgers or somewhere else, that there's not very many good quarterbacks in the NFC left. So if you actually have one of the top 4 or 5 left, right, that probably means you're going to make the playoffs. Now it's just about beating the Niners for first place and being, 10 to 12 wins. Or having the Niners get first place and then you get 10 to 11 and you get in with a wild card, so. Yeah, it happens, athletes drop off, right? That's exactly why you're feeling nervous because, when I evaluate teams, I always try to put myself in the shoes of the fans. And you knew at the first pick cross, You knew he was going to be good. Lots of us knew he was going to be good. Even if you didn't watch any of his games, you just knew based on all the hype, the video, what everyone was saying, you knew this could be the catalyst. This could be one of the front guys that's a staple for that line. So there was no nerves after that pick. And then you knew Kenneth Walker III was on Michigan State, which is actually a decent team, and he was rumbling and a bumbling. So Hawks fans knew he would be good, just like Breece Hall. But then the other picks with like Abraham Lucas and Tariq Woolen, we didn't know anything. We didn't know if they would be good or shitty. You know what I mean? And then they ended up being, much better than expected. Lucas turned into a starter. That was very solid. And Tariq Woolen turned into one of the top 2 young corners with Sauce Gardner. And I don't think anyone had that expectation whatsoever. So that should also give you hope that sometimes you're going to get guys like Penny that are going to be a bust, right? And you have to live with it. It was the wrong pick and the guy didn't pan out, right? Or you're going to get guys you have no expectations for, and then they turn into a Pro Bowl player and maybe an All-Pro one day and maybe a Hall of Famer one day. Maybe a guy that could actually lead you to an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. So I'm excited for you guys. I'm probably going to go out of my way and do a little bit more Seahawk and Niner games if I'm not going to be focusing on the Bucs. With pretty much, they're trying to lose. So why am I going to invest all my time and effort doing a game where I'm just going to lose by, 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, 17, 30. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a hardcore fan. Will I still watch the games? Yeah, I'll still watch them, but I probably won't do too many live streams unless it's your favorite team playing my team and you're going to beat the shit out of me. And then I'm hoping to get one of the top 2 picks. So because they're stupid, if they were saying that a couple years ago with Schneider because of the bad drafts and, maybe just a change of scenery, maybe just a new voice. Sometimes, when you have a guy too long, what goes in one ear goes out the other, right? But obviously with these last 2 years, I think they've proven to Seahawk fans that know something that, maybe there was a point where people were like, well, maybe it would be, decent for a different change. It seems like we're kind of stuck, right? But within the last 2 years, things still look good. And not only do they look good, the future looks a little bit brighter from last year and this year than it did prior to what we saw last year. If you were banking it on just what you saw within the last 5-6 years, not counting last year, yeah. But now things look pretty good, and you might be able to just ride it out until Pete's ready to retire and then replace them as long as he still stays on a good level. So absolutely. But see what I mean? You know what I mean? Like as much as we do this research and we watch film and we do all this studying before the draft, it's not the same as if we were in the room and I was live streaming like Illinois games and we actually watched and then like, oh my God, remember when Illinois played USC and remember when Woolen got that pick 6? Like, then it would have been different. Like, you have those memories together instead of just trying to like do as much film study and reading and then hoping that whatever you say and your opinion comes true. A lot of people are assuming certain things, but nobody knows until they actually get out there. So, but I appreciate you. What do you want to see for photos before I get started? And let me get into some of the photos that I have here on the stream, and we'll get you some photos as well. Decided to use some portrait style, selfie style photos, and to kind of show some love to guys that normally maybe I wouldn't use them number one. So a little Jonathan Marchessault, I've never used him, brand new. And then I've used Jason before, but I figured, hey, this would be a good one to use both of these guys together. This should be interesting. Dallas should be probably favored in this matchup because they're at home. But I think most people think that even if Dallas gets it to game 7, kind of like, what Boston did when they were up 3-0, and obviously Vegas was up, 3 games. They didn't get swept. They got it to 3-1. They battled. Got it to 3-2. Now you're back at home. You can get it to 3-3. But I think it would be very, very shocking. Even if Dallas won 3 in a row, I would be very shocked that they would actually go into Vegas and Vegas would just roll over and die and lose on the road at game 7. So I'm definitely thinking that regardless if Vegas wins tonight or in game 7, they should play Florida. And tonight with the Celtics and Heat, if the Miami Heat are wearing red jerseys, I think they have a good shot to win. If they're wearing the black or the white, they might come out a little flat. And, can the Celtics win? Of course, they're at home. They should be favored. Can Miami win on the road? Yeah, they played like shit for 3 games. They're due for a focused, good road game. but it's all about Jimmy buckets. You can't go 3 for 19, with a couple minutes left in the game and assume that you're going to be able to help your team win. If you would have had a normal game and didn't shoot 3 for 19 up until like 2 minutes to go in the fourth, you would have naturally won, but you played like shit. So we'll see where it goes. And I did see a stat with certain like referees calling games. It's definitely going to be heavily favored for the Celtics rather than the Heat. With this particular combo, I'm not even sure if the Heat have won a game, even in the regular season or playoffs. And I think the Celtics have an insane record. They're like 9-0 or 10-0 with this, reffing class. But regardless on how the refs, dictate the calls, Boston is at home. And when Boston is at home for the Celtics, right, they have one of the top 2 crowds with fans based off getting loud in playoff time. Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. So I would be shocked if the Celtics lose at home. And again, I won't be shocked if the Stars win today. They should be favored. Road teams can always win. But if it does go 7 and Vegas doesn't handle business tonight, which they could definitely do, they're great, right? They're like the best team left overall, besides Florida being the hottest. I definitely think Vegas can win at home in Game 7 and winning in front of their home fans. Maybe that's just destiny. Maybe Dallas will get one more and then they'll stretch it out, or we'll see history. And we're going to see the Boston Celtics come down from 3-0, and maybe we see Dallas come back from 3-0. I mean, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows, right? But I do know we're going to have some great hockey. And we got about 5-6 minutes left. And then I got to keep me posted on the NASCAR as well. I got there's 4 things going on. We got the NASCAR Coca-Cola 600. We got this motherfucking amazing matchup with the Stars and Golden Knights. Then in 20 minutes, we got the Celtics and Heat Game 7. And then on top of that, I get Yankees Mariners tonight. I mean, is it my birthday? My God. So much action. I love it. All right, let's go through some of the photos here. Little William Karlsson. And I got plenty for both. I see you. Alex Pietrangelo. Jonathan Marchessault. I see you. Good chance for him to be active tonight. Ivan Barbashev, who's been getting hot as of late. William Carrier. And you know what it is. Captain Jack Eichel. Woo! He's ready. It's going to be tough to win on the road, but since the Stars have gained momentum within the last couple games, but what we've seen from them in the entirety of the playoffs, I mean, they have to be the most favored team to probably go all the way. I know Dallas could come back and end up winning this series. It's possible. But, every single team that's left is a true Stanley Cup contender. The only one that was a pretender was Carolina. So whatever direction we go tonight, I'm very intrigued. And in all honesty, I want this to go 7. I have to have at least some of the games go 7 at the very beginning of the playoffs. I was thinking, the Celtics in Miami could go 7. Here we are. I thought this could go 7. Here we are. And then I was hoping Florida and Carolina would go 6 or 7. No dice. That one was a sweep, right? So sometimes you can't get what you want. And then the Nuggets swept, so no dice. I wasn't able to get that one either. But at least, we have an opportunity for a couple, right? They're about to head out to the ice now. And then could it be Joe tonight? Pavlovsky, love him. Fantastic player. They're going to have to get a team effort here. But they get Jamie Benn back, I believe, tonight after the 2-game suspension with the cross-checking and slamming the opponent's face into the ice and having his stick right on the jaw a couple times, right in front of the ref after he checked him, and the guy was sliding on his back defenseless. When you see a guy defenseless on his back, what do? You jump on him. Well, maybe he won't do that anymore, but it didn't hurt them, which is crazy. And now he's there, I believe, this game and possibly Game 7 for them to maybe pull off the upset. So interesting to see if we end up having that happen. Nice little team shot right there, like that one. And Jason Robertson has been getting hot as of late. Assists, scores. I love it. It's just nice for him to be able to get active when he didn't even have 1 goal in the Kraken series, and they still were able to beat the Kraken in 7. Super impressive. I can't be a hater about that. And it's nice to see him get some pub and love. Mason Marchment, I see you. And arguably the best player on Dallas when it's not Joe or Jason, Rupe Hintz. This guy's an animal. He can score goals. He can give you a big hit. He can get you some good assists. Obviously, if they're going to win tonight, he has to be active in some way. Seguin, Tyler, I like that shot at him. Wyatt Johnston, I see you. And then we also have Jake Ottinger. And obviously, Ottinger has to outplay Aiden Hill today. Can he do that? Absolutely, he can. They're at home. They have the opportunity. But again, if Vegas scores a goal within the first minute, like they have in the past in the series, that might shut the crowd up for the whole game. And then if the whole game they're quiet or relatively quiet, then you might end up seeing the last game of the season if you are a Stars fan. But either way, I am excited. Let's go. All right, let me go click over. They're doing the anthems. And what do we have here? 42 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. And we got William Byron, Kyle Larson, which I thought, Kyle Busch in third, Ryan Blaney in fourth, and Truex in fifth. 42 to go. Ooh, baby. Man, I'm excited here. I need multiple TVs here. Let's go, baby. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right? NHL, Game 6, NBA, Game 7, Yankees, Mariners. Yes, please. And a NASCAR race. Let's go. Okay, I got you. Dusk in the building. What's good, brother?
The starting goalies for Vegas, Aiden Hill. After winning 5 straight, he has been a net for these last 2 losses. Played well in Game 5, gave up 4 goals, only one of them was really a Sunday, but it was the go-ahead goal by Delandria that broke the 2-2 tie in the third period. The numbers still excellent, the 230 goals against with a .932 save percentage for the 27-year-old. Jake Ottinger's numbers on the SAP Coaching Insights app. 4-1 now in his career.
Let's go. I appreciate you. And I'll get you a few more once we get into like a commercial break. That way I can go through them and whatnot. But I appreciate you very much. $20 holla. And we're going to go over a lot of Pete Carroll and David Hack. Hack. Sue. Yeah. Let's go. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. This is what we're playing for right here. Let's go. I'm excited. So much good quality action tonight. Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? I always do good teams, regardless if it's a rival to Oregon. Absolutely. If anything, it'll probably force me to do more USC games, because if you're going to be doing like USC Ohio State in a regular season matchup, or USC Michigan in a regular season matchup, that's a holy hell. That's like a bowl game. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be awesome. Even if I got to wake up at 9 a.m. for Ohio State USC, you think I'm going to do it? You bet your ass I am. I'm excited for that. Oh, yeah, but I mean, obviously, and I'm going to be scouting Caleb even heavier than normal. I normally do heavy scouting. Now that's the guy I'm going to be looking at, him and Drake May. So I'm going to watch every matchup of USC and North Carolina with even more intent, because that's who I'm going to try to get, being the worst team in football or one of the bottom 2 in football. So, and it's a reality, like Tampa, that's what we're going for. We're, our number 1 choice would probably be Caleb, and then 2, if he's already there, gone, and we have to get the 2nd pick or the 3rd, and they don't need a quarterback, then we're, obviously Drake May, and then maybe another quarterback that has a good season. I don't know if that's, Michael Penix Jr. It won't be Bo Nix from Oregon. He's not good enough to be in the top 5. Hell, he's not even good enough to be in the first couple rounds. And that's just me being real. So I need a franchise QB, and there's going to be a couple next year, and I need one of them. It's got to be Drake May or Caleb, and if it's not either one of those, I'll be disappointed. Unless I get like some kind of free agent, but I would rather just build with a rookie rather than getting a free agent, honestly. I mean, I got to have a franchise QB once before I die, right? In the team's history, because it ain't fucking Vinny Testaverde, it ain't guys like Brady that just came over, Jeff Garcia for a little bit, Brad Johnson. It hasn't really been that pretty, but the guys that I've had have been like game managers, and it's worked for me. It's, I've been a defensive team. So besides Tom Brady, of course. Oh, Aiden Hill with the save. 4 shots on goal for Vegas. They're out there trying to win. Lord Stanley's Cup, yes. Oh yeah, and I'll try to do a lot of the games. I might, I'll be trying to do Oregon games as well. But obviously the USC matchups, regardless if it's here in the Pac-12 or once they go to the Big Ten. Yeah, I probably will try to do almost every one or a lot of them. I try to do some Michigan, I try to do some Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, and then mostly Oregon and who they're playing. But I'll sprinkle in a little Oregon State Beavers, a little bit of Trojans. I got to be able to get those in. So I'm a big fan of the conference. And, regardless of what team it is, rival or not, if there's talent there, I want to showcase it for our conference, And for your Hawks, a lot of those Northwest and West Coast players come, from Pac-12 schools. So another reason to kind of keep an eye on.
Chances for each team to get the first goal of the game, and the crowd appreciating the spirited play. Liddell has to.
Yeah, there you go.
Liddell on a defense at the moment with Thomas Harley. He battles Keegan Colasar.
Pretty intense out there. The Stars fans are actually. Oh, baby! Go! Woo! Vegas, they're like, you know what? We're kind of good, and I know, Dallas has gone on a little bit of a heater, but let's not forget we're the better team. Unbelievable. William Carrier. You just waited him to wrap it around. He's like, let me just go to the other side, right? And then obviously the goalie can't snap his neck and his body over fast enough. So you just let me get it. Okay. And let me go around the other side here. Boom. You just got to be patient. And sometimes these guys, they shoot too quickly. And then, just taking that extra second or two, just, wait for the goalie to, and then go top shelf. And there you go. 1-0, baby. William Carrier. Backhand assisted by none. Or will they give it to assist by someone? Usually they review it, and then they'll have someone else on the updated stat line. So, nice job. 1-0, Vegas. And remember, I was like, what if they score within the first, minute or two? 4 minutes in, roughly, but still, 3:43. But that can take the momentum out. Exactly. It's kind of funny when you say something and then it happens. 1-0 Vegas. Nice job. Because, they already know the formula. What's the formula to get the fans out of the game and then get the players a little fucking depressed and a little out of the element? You get a goal early and then ideally get 2 goals early. Get 2 goals within the first 5 or 6 minutes. Then the fucking crowd might not even cheer until the fucking third period. And then if that happens, you already probably won. Even if they do catch up at some point or another. Momentum is a motherfucker. Yeah, Vegas is a big deal. Odin Sun with a 10er. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Golden Knights go by William Carrier, assisted by Colasar and Roy. 3:41 the first period, 1-0 Vegas. Yeah, I figured they would update it. Keegan Colasar, Nicholas Roy, 1-0 Vegas. Let's go. Appreciate you, Dusk. You don't have to do that, but you just naturally started doing it on your own. And, that is something that a lot of the goats in the room, sometimes people will just take initiative and run with it. And I appreciate you for that. Odin Son with a 10. Appreciate you, brother. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, bang. I imagine you're watching Monday Night Raw, so keep me posted with that. Oh, I totally forgot about Monday Night Raw. That's another thing that's going on here today. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. $10 holla. So we got Vegas Golden Knights, Dallas Stars, Game 6 in Dallas when Dallas was down 3-0. Now it's 3-2. They're trying to make it 3-3. Vegas is trying to win the series 4-2 and go to the Stanley Cup against Florida, right? Then we got Heat Celtics game 7 in Boston when the Heat were up 3-0, and now Boston tied it up 3-3. Then we got Yankees Mariners in Seattle here in about an hour. And then if my night didn't get any better with Paisley, I get Monday Night Raw after having a great pay-per-view for WWE and for NXT. Oh, man. Let's go. $30, and I'll get Odin whatever he wants when he ends up being in the room if he comes through. Yes, very much appreciated. And we'll get some more photos for Megan with Hack and Pete. Let's go.
Down to 3-2. He felt like they could be the team that had 3-2 in this series. Had game 2 in Vegas going their way to Conway.
All right, let's take a quick stat peek since I haven't been too intense in this matchup. All right, so we got 7 shots on goal for Vegas, 2 for Dallas. That's obviously a graphic that's on the screen itself. So, yeah, duh, right? Big hits, though. 7 for Vegas, Dallas with 3. Face-offs 1, Vegas 2, Dallas 1, and it's too early for any penalty minutes yet because we haven't had any. So they weren't really that chippy. And I feel if Vegas gets chippy, that helps them win. And the last couple games, they haven't been as chippy. And maybe that's a little, Dallas is finding a little, chink in that armor, and they're just trying to chip away a little bit. So. All right, commercial break time here. Let's get some photos going. All right, I got to flip it over to NASCAR here real quick as well. All right, what's going on in NASCAR? I see Tony Stewart is talking about what's going on. So I know somebody's still watching that. Someone's watching Monday Night Raw right now as a primary. Someone's watching NASCAR as a primary.
Trying to wrap your head around both of the cars and the strategies and what you needed to do procedure-wise to be good for both races.
Well, 6th at Indy, 3rd at Charlotte. Quite an accomplishment.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Doesn't surprise me a bit. Nope. And then you get in a railer driving a full top alcohol car and go win in that. Pretty unbelievable.
That team is on fire. They just won in
Charlotte Motor Speedway. What history, man. William Byron, who got the pole in first place. Ryan Blaney in second. Kyle Larson, my dude, in third. Tyler Reddick in fourth. And Martin Truex in fifth. Mike Sky, Kyle Busch, RCR in sixth. Smith in seventh. Wow. Gibbs in eighth. Stenhouse in ninth. And Priest in 10th. There must be some kind of pits or something going on because there's a lot of lower name guys that are there 7 through 10, but there has been some wrecks and whatnot as well. So, okay, 33 to go. I got to go back to hockey. Otherwise, I'm going to get distracted. All right, here we go, baby. Jamie Benn is back. And I'll get you a few more once we get to a longer commercial break. Appreciate you. Let's go. And let's see if Jamie Benn can be a factor. And obviously favored teams today are obviously Dallas and Boston from the Vegas line prior to Vegas scoring that first goal. And that's what it shows you, what a team is, a championship-built team, that they can score on the road and they can score early. That gets the whole vibe with the crowd, just changes it completely. Even if you're a good team like Dallas, I mean, you don't want to have a goal or two scored on you within the first few minutes or getting down to a 2-0 lead after the end of the first period. Very hard to come back from. Chief will Chief. What's good? Happy belated birthday, my boy. Chief will Chief is my food, homie. What's good, brother? Yes, me too. I agree. Yeah, history will be made. Either Heat will end up winning on the road. What jerseys are they wearing? Are they wearing the red? Because if they wear the red, they can win. But if they wear black or white, you might be done. It's the energy level with the jersey. I know it sounds crazy and superstitious, but if the Heat are wearing the red jerseys tonight and they win, you're like, damn, O-Dog is like a fucking time traveler. He's like fucking Michael J. Fox with that almanac or something. All right? It's the gods, man. The aliens, bro. You know what I mean? They say they came from Orion. They said I'm the chosen one, brother. Let's go, baby. Very true. Very true. And you guys have been hot lately within the last couple games. From getting almost swept to playing some good, aggressive, smart hockey and getting everyone involved. So absolutely true, bro. Yeah, well, everyone would assume the Celtics will feed off that crowd and win, but that's why people are assuming, is because the reputation of the crowd is so crazy, right? Just like the Warriors game 7 at home, you don't assume that they would lose, or the Celtics, because they have the two loudest crowds, in the regular season or in the playoffs when the teams are good. So I wouldn't say it's impossible that Dallas or Vegas wins this game. And I wouldn't say it's impossible that the Miami Heat show up finally and Jimmy Buckets actually has a good game. I mean, again, if he didn't go 3 for 19 with 2 minutes left in the game, they would have won naturally because he would have had probably another 10 or 12 points, and then the game would have already naturally been over. But he had a horrible game, and when you're a superstar trying to be a Hall of Famer, you can't have bad Game 6, Game 7s for your legacy if you want to be known as one of the best. Facts. Still a great, great player. You know what I mean? But, not a good look in a closeout game where you kind of choked. Uma in the building. What's good? Oh, they should be showing something on the TV, though. Them warming up or whatever, unless they got warm-ups on. Vegas power play. We got 1:05 left. Lindell to the box. 8:36. Let them know, Dusk. Appreciate you.
Very few power play opportunities lately in the series. The last 2 games, a total of 4 minor penalties, 2 on each team.
And this is the most fun that I've had watching hockey since I was a kid. So you guys really brought out, I'm always going to have the energy, of a 18 to 21-year-old, like a college kid. That'll never change, no matter how old I get. I'm always going to be high intensity, high energy, just with a lot of passion and energy for the things that I love, including you guys. But it feels nice to be able to tap into 2 things that I let go for a little bit with NHL and NASCAR. And they've really rejuvenated my life. And I need something to replace basketball if I'm going to, kind of scale back from that a little bit. And then I got 2 things that kind of replace it. There it is. I told you. I said, how do you get the momentum to stop with the crowd? Not only you get 1 goal early, you get 2 in the first. This one might be over already. Wow. The sports gods are like, are you listening? Are you listening? O-Dog knows. He knows. 2-0. Vegas. They're like, we're not fucking around anymore. You were lucky to get one in our building last game. We're fucking you up today. We are fucking you up today. We're going to end you in the first period, so you have no shot whatsoever. There'll still be some momentum, and Dallas will get a couple goals, but at the time where they get their couple goals, how many will Vegas have at that point? 4? Nice job, William. Franchise record. Oh, Chippy. You didn't see the Chippy before. Now you see the Chippy. Scrum. So hockey matchup is on ESPN. The basketball game that you're asking about is TNT. All right, I got to go to the NASCAR race and then NBA. Try to pull all these fucking things up at the same time.
Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Months into the season, and already a year's worth.
Yeah. And it's not impossible that, you have a great game on the road. You'll be more focused. You just have to be able to handle the booze. And a lot of players and coaches, they can't handle it when it gets super intense with the booze and then you start missing. It takes a champion really to be able to overcome that. So black and red jerseys. Interesting. I would have went with the red, You got to have something that has that flair and that energy. And I know sometimes people think that the jersey, color white or, whatever colored jersey you have doesn't matter. Go back and look at the stats on how certain players play with certain colored jerseys. I know it's superstitious, but you got to look at the stats, and the stats don't lie, right? And I don't know really what that means with that particular jersey. I felt like they had the red one and they went really bold with red. That could be the difference, you know? Still going to be very tough, but I would say, you know, Boston has a fantastic shot. I mean, it's probably, you know, Boston 90% chance and then Miami 10%. So there's still a 10% chance they do it, but you're going to need a lot of guys to have some very, very big games. So power play goal, taking advantage of that power play early. William Karlsson, assisted by Nicholas Roy. Riley Smith, 2-0. Vegas. Man, unbelievable. Fucking William, huh? All right, I'm trying to watch so many things at once here. All right, so we got NASCAR, we got NHL, Monday Night Raw, fucking Game 7 Celtics Heat, and I get fucking Yankees Mariners in a little bit too. This is like one of the best days of the year for me. 27 laps to go in NASCAR. All right, I got to keep peeping on that. William Byron had the pole. I just don't like to miss the endings of anything. So if anyone knows when it gets down to like the last 5 laps of the race, message me. So that way I can flip it over real quick. Chief will Chief with a tenner. Thank you so much, brother. I hope it will be a good game too. No blowouts. I don't want blowouts. And we're starting to almost get one here already, but hopefully we don't get another one. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. No blowouts. Bang, bang. The birthday boy showing love. Birthday was yesterday, wasn't it? Hell yeah. You know Uncle Mo works in mysterious ways. You know, and it is possible, you know, to come back, you know, being down 2. But if Ottinger, you know, if Ottinger is giving up this many this early, that's not a good sign. Last time he gave up this many this early, he gave up 3 in the first period in game 3, and then he ended up getting benched, and we had to bring in Scott Wedgwood. Remember? So, I mean, I'm hoping for you, brother, for your sanity. But I mean, when Ottinger is good, he doesn't give up a goal in the first period. When he has a bad night, it's always when he gives up a minimum of 1 in that first period, and it takes him longer to get into a rhythm and a groove. And it's not like Ottinger sucks; he doesn't. You know, it's just you're going against a really fucking good team with a lot of good fucking weapons. You know, when you're at home, right, for a game 6, you need to play as the aggressor. You need to be the one that's ahead 1-0 or 2-0. You need to be the one that's, you know, hitting the shit out of them and being chippy. You know, you're the home team. But again, you were down 3-0, and then you're kind of just slowly but cautiously crawling back. So I'm not really sure how confident that they were into this game. You know, maybe the fans were more confident than the players. Maybe the players knew something that we didn't. But, I mean, 2 goals in the first is unexcusable when you have a guy as talented as Ottinger, period. I mean, we've seen Ottinger do great, and we've seen him suck. You know what I mean? And in a game 6 at home in front of your own fans, this is the last thing that you needed. Yes, thank you so much. $40. Let's get to $100. Megan with a $5. Let's go Vegas. Do it for all the Kraken fans who want Dallas to choke. Well, yeah. Well, everyone's going to be a little bitter. We all know that. $5 holla. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. And it's okay to say that you're petty or bitter, you know, or if I bring it up, you know, because there's going to be a little pettiness and bitterness with me as well. It's not like I'm saying you and every other Kraken fan and me, I'm not that way. You know, when we end up explaining ourselves and, you know, when I end up saying something that people are thinking, but they're afraid to say, a lot of times I'm feeling that same thing as well. You know, it's just how long are we bitter and petty for? That's the difference. Some people can be bitter and petty for a day or 2 after the game or a week. And for other people, they still are bitter and petty until Dallas loses. And that's understandable as well. You know, no one wants to see the team that beat you win the championship. Nobody. In any sport. I think we can all come to that agreement. So $45. Let's get to $100. Yes, much appreciated. Yeah, and that's why I try to put things in perspective for people on the channel, because I'm just as hardcore as anyone on planet Earth with sports and wrestling, but I also know psychology and how our brains work, and also, you know, going through the emotions, you know, where we go through mental health issues and we go up and down. So when you already have, you know, maybe depression or anxiety, or if you're bipolar, or if you're just going through certain things in life with dramas at home or at work or wherever with friends, you know, emotions go. in many, many directions, and they go up and they go down, right? But with sports, it's the same thing in wrestling. We get really emotional, sometimes over emotional, and it can be bad for our mental health. So sometimes it's just hearing the words being said, and then maybe the behavior can correct itself. It's like, oh, why am I being so crazy? Why am I being so bitter and petty after the Kraken loss? Like, it's natural to be bitter and petty for a day or like maybe even up to a week, but anything above and beyond that, it's not healthy. You can still feel that like anger and rage, but if you have that anger and rage over something that happened like a month ago, that means more than likely you got a lot of other things on your plate and you're going to get worked up way too much. And life is too short to get worked up with 10 little things like that aren't even relevant anymore. You know what I mean? We're going to get our fucking payback and we're going to end up being amazing. Larson in the wreck. No! Damn it. No. So he's out of it then. Fuck. Damn it. I was really thinking. Oh, here it is. 3-0 Vegas. What did I say? Game 3. When the last time Jake Ottinger choked and had a bad game, he gave up 3 goals. They brought in Wedgwood. And now, if I knew it was going to be like this, I still wanted to do the game, but I could have done like Mariner game against the Yankees, or I would have probably done the Heat and the Celtics, even though I'll still be watching that as well. Yeah, this one is over for you, bro. LG, this one's done, bro. If you already give up a goal, you already know how it goes. You just have to be real with it. When Ottinger gives up goals in the first period, you lose every time. When he plays well, in the first period, you have a great chance to win. And this is just one of those games like Game 3 where even if you end up getting a couple goals, Vegas is pacing for 5 to 8 goals right now. So, unbelievable. 3-0 Vegas. They said, we're not fucking around anymore. We are the best team left in the playoffs. Florida's the hottest. And, now the only thing that can save Dallas now is if they get 1 goal in the first period and they don't give up any more this period. Because 3-0 is a heart attack waiting to happen. But 3-1, it's like, it's not great. It's like your hair falling out, but you're not completely bald yet. You know what I mean? It hurts a little bit. Or you find a gray and you're like, oh, this ain't good. But you can dye it. You can make it better. So, this is key right here. Key stretch. Or if Dallas doesn't score, they have to score early in the second period to give them a little bit of hope in life, even though it looks like it is 100% over. And obviously, Aiden Hill has been a wizard as of late, too. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's how you have to flip it, man. Instead of getting angry about the loss, you just have to understand the situation. You know what I mean? It's just the situation of it all. Were we in Game 7 and we lost on our home ice? And even if that situation happened, shit happens at sports. We always have next year to look forward to, and we had a great year. Got further than people anticipated. But it hurts more also is when your team is good and who knows what could have happened. Like the coulda, shoulda, woulda, especially when you go to Game 7s. It's like you're so close. It's not like the Kraken got swept by any team, or we just won 1 game. Like we really held our own. Like we held our own like we were going to win. It's just that we were too young, too inexperienced, And once we have a better record and then we end up having home ice in Game 7, then we will win. And then it's going to feel good. So I don't think Ottinger is overrated. I just think he has bad games. At one point the record was 9-8, and sometimes it's his fault, but other times it's the offense not getting enough help, with Hintz and Robertson and Joe. So I don't think he's overrated. Like Aiden Hill, he's got some skills. He's just really tall, big, 6'4". All their defensemen are 6'2" to 6'6". So if you're Dallas and you're losing to Vegas, there's a reason. Their offensive players are really skilled, and all their defensive guys are fucking giants. And then they have a goalie that's been hot with Aiden Hill, who's like 6'4", right? And then Florida is the hottest team, and they got Tkachuk and obviously Sergei Bobrovsky, maybe the best goalie left out of all the goalies besides Frederik Andersen on Carolina. But I don't think he's overrated. I still think, if we didn't have, our guy, Grew, I think Ottinger would be good for us. You know what I mean? So if I think that, I obviously don't think he's trash or he's not good. I just think he's had a couple misfortunate games where you've just gone against an opponent that's really fucking good. And remember, it's Vegas. And remember also us, right? With Grew. We fucked them up a couple times. They fucked up Grew a couple times, and I don't think Grew's overrated, but Grew looked like shit a couple times against Dallas, and we made Onger look like shit a couple times with the Kraken. So it just depends on like how consistently bad you are. Then we can say, maybe overrated. I think this more misfortunate where he sucked a couple games and he didn't get help on the offense, and then a couple other games where he did really well, but the offense wasn't there, and then they lost. So it's not all on him. But for tonight in Game 3, it's him. 100%. Scored by Cosa, assisted by Carrier and Martinez. 14 minutes of first period. 3-0 Vegas. Oh, we would have gotten, and this is being, honest and real about, the situation and everything that's going. Oh, if we would have won Game 7 against Dallas, there is a high probability that we would have gotten swept. Maybe we win one game. I think, and I think we're good. But it's, you're starting to see like how we took Dallas to 7, but this is something different. This is another level. Like if we, played Florida, or we at this point right now with Florida being hot and healthy, and then or Vegas, I mean, it would have been a massacre. So, you just got to be able to take it for what it is. So, exactly. Right. It's all about consistently how many bad games that you have. And that's not, that's just me looking at it from an outside perspective, not being biased. Because, of course, Stars fans are going to back him 100%. Outsiders will maybe try to point the finger and be like, is this guy that good or not? And then you just got to be able to look at it from like not a black area, not a white area, but gray. You got to look at it from both perspectives, outside. And imagine if you were a Stars fan yourself, what would you feel about Wedgwood and Ottinger? And also, how many games have you actually watched? Because Ottinger at some point is an ace. He seems like he's one of the best in hockey. Not the best, but he plays sometimes like one of the best. But obviously, he's had a couple games in this series where he's looked like a bottom 10 goalie. So, unfortunate. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, and that's why I feel I can vibe with so many different fans, because I'm not going to be, biased for just one and then against the others, like a lot of the media and a lot of people do. I just try to pretend in my head and if I'm the owner, I'm the GM, I'm the coach, I'm the OC, if I'm the players, if I am that team and that's me, that's my team. How would I feel? How would I react? How would I think that like my coaches and GM and players are thinking? And then that's how I'm able to kind of connect with a lot of y'all, going a little bit deeper, than just what the obvious, that what you see or read. Can't believe it's 3-0. Unbelievable. I got to get a Keegan photo up, and then we'll get some more photos up for y'all as well. Oh. Keegan. We've barely mentioned Keegan's name all series. Very rarely.
Game 7 against Seattle, the last round, the game-winning goal. One game shot now, matching his longest pointless streak of the entire season.
1 minute to go. All right, Keegan, I see you, brother. Nice job. Assisted by William Carrier and Nicholas Roy. 3-0 Vegas. Unbelievable. Before the game, and then boom. It's like the sports gods are just hanging on like every word. But the thing is, it's like just because we talk about it or we say it, that doesn't mean I want it to happen every time. You know what I mean? I want a good quality. I wanted this to go 7 games. I want more time to enjoy, but I guess the sports gods, they just decide when they want to, you say it, then they do it. Okay, well. But again, when Ottinger gives up a goal early, almost 90% of the time that what we've seen, he almost gives up initially another one very closely after. It's very rare for him to give up just one goal and then he's just clean for the rest of the game or until the second or third period. Once that first goal comes out in the first period, there's a high chance, high probability for another one. And then just tonight, unfortunately, you got two more. Not what the Stars fans wanted. End of the first period. All right, let me get over to basketball and NASCAR here. Is NASCAR still going? Okay, NASCAR's still going. Perfect. All right, 12 laps to go. Perfect. And then we'll get some more photos here for you guys as well. Odin, my boy, how are you? Thank you so much for your dono. What do you want to see for a photo? You got some wrestlers? I assume you're watching Monday Night Raw. I'm watching Coca-Cola 600. I'm watching this. It's Game 6. Vegas up 3-0. Crazy. In the first period, 3 goals on Ottinger. 11 laps to go. Blaney, Byron, Truex, Wallace, Reddick is your top 5. And then we got the NBA, obviously with the Heat and the Celtics in Game 6. Boston up 11-8. And Monday Night Raw and Yankees Mariners. An amazing opportunity of sports for me to be able to soak in. Yeah, dude, both the pay-per-views were good. I did NXT Battleground, and then I, did obviously the other pay-per-view, which you were obviously aware of in Saudi Arabia, when we did Night of Champions. And it was the best back-to-back WWE pay-per-views I've seen in a long, long time, where it's like 5 out of 7 and 6 out of 7 were like good, or like or 5 out of 7 and 5 out of 6 were good. And that's hella impressive. To have like one bad match in NXT Battleground and maybe 1 or 2, on the WWE side. And one was a squash match with Ripley. That one would have normally been at least an 8. So maybe 7.5 if Natty didn't, carry her own. Did we ever get an update if Natty was hurt and that's why the match ended early? Oh, it's in Albany. You couldn't go. Oh, that sucks, man. Let's get some photos up here for some of y'all, for the people that donated, and then to let me know anything you want to see. If Chief is still in the building, not too sure if some of y'all are still in here, and just let me know. I got you. I mean, if you don't care about the photos, that's fine, but I always like to do it. I like working, so.
Change they made 2 or 3 stops ago started changing that, shifting that dynamic for these guys.
Yeah, definitely help them on the backside of these runs. Colton Strong obviously had that short run speed, fixed it a little bit to help him hold on. He is driving off into the sunset. Not any lappers or anything in the way of that.
And this is nice. This race is going to end while they're in intermission, so I'm not going to miss anything. 6 to go. Appreciate you, Megan.
Third-generation star out of a great racing family from Ohio. His grandfather.
I'll get you one more, Pete.
His dad, Dave, drove sprint cars. His dad was World of Outlaws champion. But for Ryan Blaney, it's been a long time since his last.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All the Petes, all the hacks. I can't wait for Kraken next year, year number 3. It's going to be amazing. All right, NASCAR is just about to end, so if anyone actually cares about NASCAR, I would recommend flipping on the TV right now. 4 laps to go. I mean, I kind of have an idea of how it's going to play out, but, I mean, Blaney's kind of in firm control right now, so it looks like he's going to get the dub. But you got Byron, Truex in 2nd and 3rd, Bubba Wallace in 4th, Reddick in 5th, unless we have some kind of gas situation or tire that goes out. 3 to go. And Byron ended up getting the pole, so I thought that he had a chance to get top 3. And look at him. He's right there at number 2. Truex all the way up there, which is nice to see, in 3rd place. And then with Ryan Blaney, I'm not sure if anyone anticipated him winning today.
One of the nicest young men in the sport. A fellow who at just 29 is already one of the sport's big stars. Everybody was wondering not if he could win again, but when. Right here, Tony. Get this thing around to that white flag.
2 to go. Looks like we might have Ryan Blaney winning this race. Coca-Cola 600, baby. White flag, 1 to go. And Byron is just too far back. He's not going to catch him unless there's a malfunction with the car. So this looks like it's going to be a Ryan Blaney victory. Wow. And then as soon as this is over, then I'm going to hop over to the NBA side. So that way I can watch a little bit of everything. Congratulations, Ryan Blaney. Wow. One more turn. Here it is. And the winner of the Coca-Cola 600, Ryan Blaney. Nice job, Ryan. It's huge for that. You know, obviously he's not one of the top guys. So it's not like he's going to win that often. That one's going to feel really, really good. William Byron probably feels a little cheated that his car was so good and he got second, but that's awesome. I always like seeing guys that normally don't win races. Awesome. Congrats to Ryan Blaney. Even Paisley came in here to say hello. Hi, honey. Awesome. Everyone's congratulating him too. That's cool. That's when you know you have respect and you're well liked, you know? Or they're coming in there, giving him a little bump, coming over there, giving him a dap and whatnot. Hell yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be my favorite driver and whatnot, but I love it when you get newbies or people that are, have been around for a little bit, but maybe just don't have the successes like a Chase Elliott or a Kyle Larson or a Joey Logano or a Kyle Busch or a Ross Chastain. You have to be in that kind of next tier of guys, like the Truex and the Harvicks and the Reddicks and, where you're the Bushers, the Michael McDowells, like, you're going to get victories, but they're a little bit far and few between. Instead of winning 3, 4, 5 races, you'll be lucky to win 1 or 2 for some of these guys in a season. So I have to watch the burnout because I'm just fucking crazy like that. So yeah, they need to figure it out, man. Well, they didn't come out with the energy. And then on top of that, Ottinger just wasn't a good goalie today. Here we go. Give me the burnout, baby. Oh yeah, I did not know that. So you taught me something new. Which big red are we talking about? I mean, I got a lot of big reds. Which big red are we talking about? Quicksilver in the building. What's good, man? So we're in the intermission right now. I just flipped it over to the Coca-Cola 600 to finish that up. Ryan Blaney won that, and now I'm about to just wanted to watch like a little bit of the burnout and whatnot, and then I am going to go to the NBA. I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm going over there. Yeah, there's always going to be people that, even though basketball it might not be necessarily for us anymore, me and Sarah, but I still will, pay attention, especially if it ends up being a game 7. But for, people like me and Sarah, I mean, I imagine for her as well. I used to love the NBA towards like my favorite thing in the 80s and 90s, believe it or not. But even though I'm a little jaded against the NBA, I can still get excited for a game 7, especially when history and, has a chance to be broken or made. That's when I get really excited, no matter what the sport is. So that way we're either going to get Boston being the first team to come back, from 3-0, or Miami makes it, and they finally get things going. So end of the first quarter, Heat 22, Celtics 15. Paul Pierce in the building. All right, so I'm going to flip it back over to NASCAR so I can listen to Ryan Blaney talk. And let me know what other photos here. And what big red are we talking about? Are we talking Kane? I mean, there's a lot of big reds. Dustin May is big red. I mean, I've had a friend named Big Red. I mean, there's all kinds of big reds. Justin Turner's big red. Nice job, Blaney. Woo! Good response from the crowd there. Heck yeah. He just went into the crowd. That's awesome. Dude, that was cool. He actually went through the gate and went into the fans. That's awesome. For real.
Ryan Blaney has waited a long 59 races, and tonight it's the crown jewel. You win the Coca-Cola 600. Ryan,
nice job, Ryan. Way to make a memory for some kids there. The Blaney. Dude, that's sweet. That never happens to like a mid-level driver like Blaney. They're all chanting his name. It's not like he's from there necessarily, is he? Is Blaney from Charlotte? I don't think he is. And he even gave the fan the checker. Unbelievable. What a stud. I just gained a whole nother respect and love for Ryan Blaney after that. All right, I got you, bro. Sometimes those little subtle things of behavior, you know, it's yeah. It's emotional for him. It's like he's like crying and everything. I get it. Because I mean, imagine not winning a race in a whole year, like racing, 30, 40, 50 races and not winning, and then going the next year and racing like 30, 40 races, not winning. I mean, that's going to really wear on you, 20 races, something, whatever, how many races they do in a year, 20 plus, and then you just have 20 losses, another 20 losses, it's like not winning in years and years and years, and then finally winning. Yeah, of course, that's why it means so much. Not everyone can be a fucking Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, or Chase Elliott, or Kyle Larson, Woo, look at that one. Do, 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 do. Biggie in the building. What's good? I'm just getting photos up for the people that have donated.
A great win for Ryan Blaney, Roger Penske, and of course, Fulker.
Well, that was a good race. That was fun. So at least I got that now out of the way. The Brothers of Destruction. Blaney, your Coca-Cola 600 winner. All right, let's go back to basketball until the hockey starts up again.
Before the offensive rebounds, I think it's been solid. After the offensive rebounds, they've got some clean ones. So we, like I said, we got to shape up the glass.
All right, I got the Celtics game on right now, and then as soon as the second period starts, we'll go bounce back to that. (22-15) Miami. Miami kind of playing as the aggressor, which has got to be a little alarming for Boston. You want to come out with all that energy and whatnot, but maybe Miami will play more focused, not having to play in front of their fans, and they can just not have to worry about anything but just the five guys on the court, and that might end up willing them to a victory. It's possible. Look at those guys. Don't fuck with them. Yeah, bro. I love you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that your kid is sick, and you keep it moving, big man. Handsome fella. What do you mean? Today or like in general, like the channel? Because I mean, I've been recording since like 2012, 2013, but I started recording on YouTube in 2017. So I've been recording for 11 years, but 7 years on YouTube. (27-15) Heat. Yeah, but my story isn't like most people. Like, too, I also sacrificed a Michael Jordan rookie card, PSA 9, that's worth $20,000 to $30,000 now. back when I had to get like an iMac and then the microphones and the speakers, I needed to be able to take the channel to the next level. So then I had to sacrifice, my holy grail, for the dream, and I know a lot of people probably wouldn't have done that. And when Jordan passes, that card will be worth $100,000 to $150,000. It's like down payment for a house or like a Lambo, it's like, it's a lot of money. Most people never have or own or even see anything like that, so I mean, I'm obviously in for the long haul, and, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to just put in that hard work. It's not always easy. Sometimes you have to have great people take care of you. That's facts. There we go. Let's go over some of these photos that we have. All right, let me go back to the channel. I don't think it's back yet, but I imagine we're getting close now for a second period. All right, cool. So I got a little bit of NASCAR in. I got Raw later. I got Mariners later as well. Let's go. All right, William Carlson, I see you. Pietrangelo, Alex, Jonathan Marchessault. He's a stud. Ivan Barbashev, William Carrier, Captain Jack Eichel. I see you, Jack. Little shock 3-0. I was hoping it would have been like 2-1, something like that, 1-1. Give us a little excitement and a little bit of a build-up. Hell, I would have been fine with a 0-0 first period, honestly.
Wherever you're trying to go, we can help you get there. On point. People are the point.
All right, looks like we're about to get started for the second period. And let's pray for Dallas' sake and our sanities that Dallas fights back and gets at least a goal or two in this period. So that way we can at least have a good third period, and they're down 3-2 going into the third. That's what I want. So if the sports gods are listening and we end up getting 2 goals this period, then you know that they're leaning on every word that I say. So that's what I want. I don't want any more goals for Vegas in this period, and I want 2 goals for Dallas. So give me a good competitive third period, and then we'll go wherever it leads us. All right, sports gods. They're like, okay, O-Dog. Let's go, baby. It's not a rim, but it's a transition from side to side. Colasar comes across and support. Give and go with Carrier, and it's a 3-0. Oh, yeah. Well, you could have said that before the score was 3-0, and people would have been like, Dallas should have won this game at home, though. It's like when you have, home ice or home court advantage in a game 6 or 7, if you're a true contender, you don't lose this game. If you're actually the real deal, you step up in this situation. And that's why it's so disheartening, when you have home ice and you choke in front of your fans in a must-win game for your team. But sometimes you just play a hot team or the best team in the NHL right now, which is Vegas. So if you end up losing, I think a lot of people assume that you were going to lose the series anyways. So $45. Let's get to $100. 55 to go. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I kind of handle things the opposite of most people with like getting mad and angry and bitter. I think I've just had so much stuff go on in my life that I don't think like I feel very heavily. I love, I love and have that passion, and heart on the sleeve, and that's just who I am. I'm just going to be passionate and love the things that I love very, very much. And but I think just being able to put yourselves in someone else's shoes, then when you do that and you can understand that it's different, perspectives that are out there. There's not just always one right answer or one opinion that's right. And once you can get to that ability, then you start seeing life in a different manner. And then, like I said, that for me, I'm not just a Bucks fan, or I'm just like a Ducks fan, or Blazers or Mariners. I'm a fan of all the teams, and then I can be able to connect with any fan, young or old, or no matter what background they have. It's like, I can feel that same connection. It's a difficult thing to do. Megan with a tenner. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bang, 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 boom, 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 boom. Bang, bang. $10 holla. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll get you some more photos of your favorites. Appreciate you. All the dono hype. Well, yeah, because you're extremely passionate. We don't spend all this time and energy and money on memorabilia, collectibles. It's like, already know when you get hardcore people, it's like, certain people, they might have a jersey, but like with people like us, we have like our team toothbrush, the coffee mug. Not everyone goes to that extent, but different levels of fandom go further with the everyday items you have in your house that have the logo of your favorite thing, That's like, I have no business having Mariners scissors, but do I have them? Yeah, I do. There's no point, 0 point of having Mariners scissors, but stuff like that, those little knickknack items that make no sense whatsoever of owning or really having, but you just love the team so much. You're like, fuck it, I want to represent, and this is what I'm going to buy. So I totally get it. I'm a collector myself, so I totally understand. Yeah, I got you. See, there's a lot of us that have a lot more in common than people think, and that's why sometimes you just need someone to say it, so that way you don't feel like this outcast or. And I don't even think it's outcast or weirdo. We're fanatics. We're just a special breed. You like something, we just like it 10 times more than you. You say that you like this team, but you watch every fourth game where we're watching every game. There's just different levels of the fanatic. There's different levels of the fandom: bandwagon, fair weather, occasional, once in a while, and then hardcore Northwest sports fanatic. And obviously, if you're a fanatic, it's more than one sport that you're watching with super intent. So nothing wrong with that. And that's why I created this channel, to be able to, get people that are like me, that are out there, that don't realize there's actually others that are out there. Like, we know there's all these sports fans that are mingled on social media, you know what I mean? But just being able to find the right type of group, that's not annoying, that doesn't have a bunch of stupid people in it or trolls, or people that are just assholes trying to ruin people's days, And then once we get to a little bit of a commercial break here, I'll get your some photos for you. 3-0 Vegas. They lead the series 3-2. And I'm actually kind of shocked, to be in all honesty. Vegas should have ended the last game in Vegas. There was no business of Dallas winning that game. You know what I mean? But they came out with a lot of flair and energy after being down, 3-0 and then getting it to 3-1. But Vegas has been such a powerhouse at home that I just didn't think Boston had any chance, really, honestly, last game, and they found a way. You know what I mean? So maybe they, used all that energy there, and some teams play better on the road than at home. Some teams are more focused on the road, And obviously, Vegas said enough is enough. We shouldn't even have lost that last game. This is embarrassing. We should have won 4-1. What are we doing? We need to get there and beat Florida. What are we messing around with this team? So, and then obviously you got that type of energy, and that obviously accountability, and we got to get this done now. And obviously the sense of urgency, getting a goal early and then getting two more, 3-0, that's tough.
So the mask repair didn't go so well, so now this is a new mask that Aiden Hill is wearing. Things have changed. Goalies have a couple.
Slippers, sandals, toothbrush, mug, coffee mug, all kinds of just little knickknack things.
Different fit altogether. No wonder, though, something to deceive your head a little bit. And the skaters took a look at it, and they could see they couldn't figure
Pulling up
it
some
away.
photos now while I'm watching.
Back out the locker room and pulled out the other piece.
16 shots on goal for Vegas and Dallas. Look at the crowd. They're completely out of it, just like they were in game 3. So, like, what are the chances of them coming back? 0. You know, like I said, you have to actually have belief and have the crowd help you. And when you get that many goals, I mean, obviously once they get the first one out of the way, then it'll stop the bleeding. But
He came in game 3 in Edmonton about 12 minutes into the first period after Laurent Brossoit, who was Bruce Cassidy's starter at that time, was injured. And
I'll give you a couple Keegans while we're waiting.
back on the ice since that time, certainly not backing up as Jonathan Quick, the veteran, is Hill's backup. Hill's done just a tremendous job. And one of the benefits, if they could wrap up this series tonight, obviously, would be the extra rest for him and the rest of his mates, but particularly for him. There's a penalty coming here. Kelly
Penalty.
has his arm in the air, and will be a power play coming up for Dallas.
Power play for Dallas. Now this is their chance to get a goal.
Here comes out. The extra attacker is on now for the Stars. And as Theodore plays it, the call is made for a high stick.
High stick.
First penalty against Vegas in the overtime of game 4 here led to the game-winning goal by Pavelski. There were 84 minutes, 53 seconds between penalties.
All right, here we go. Here's that opportunity. You need to take advantage of these power plays, and you got to get 2 goals this period if you have any shot of having any type of hope of coming back.
So Dallas's power play hits the ice, and with that power play is Jamie Benn will be back in the middle of it in the bumper spot where he was.
Keegan's a fighter.
Regular season 13 power play goals, but
It's like I look at the images. There's always images of him fighting.
But when you do, you have a chance because they're a poor penalty killing team.
He's like, I got you, bro.
The 61.4% in the playoffs. They got shredded early on there. Yeah, it'd be some good power plays. Winnipeg, Edmonton. Winnipeg went 5 for 12 against Edmonton, 9 for 23. But still, you're gonna need a lot of penalty kills to get that number.
All right, Dallas power play. Let's go. They have to try to get 2 power plays in this period, I think. You know, this one and maybe another one with, you know, at least with 8 minutes, you know, to go, somewhere in that range, you know, sometime in the back end of the second period. And hopefully they can end up getting a goal or 2 here. I mean, no one wants to watch a matchup where it's like 7-0. I mean, will I watch the whole thing? Of course I will. And then you can keep us up to date. Heat 38, Celtics 25. Celtics playing flat at home. You know, that's the exact opposite, you know, being too cocky, assuming that you're going to win because you're at home with the fans. But sometimes a team that's the most focused, if they have good play out of Jimmy Butler, that might be enough. And we'll see how it goes. But, I mean, the way the Miami Heat are playing is how the Celtics should be playing if they want to win that Game 7 at home. There's no way in hell you should be down by 15 at home in the second quarter in your own building, period.
Listed at 215 pounds. Pasted in for Johnson. Johnson, free puck down low.
They're so close. Oh,
Whacks at it with it sitting right there at the top of the crease, and he couldn't get it in. Behind Hill, who's lost his stick and has it back. Great chance for Dallas, the puck. Hanging right there in the crease. They couldn't knock it home. They have 50 seconds remaining on the power play.
come on, get this power play.
Johnson tried to weave it through to Sagan. And it's cleared by Carlson.
All right, so go over some team stats. So Vegas, shots on goal, as we see on the television. Well, actually, it's covered up right now. 16 shots on goal for Vegas, 10 for Dallas. 28 hits for Vegas to Dallas's 9. So they obviously are the more aggressive team by a landslide. And faceoffs 1, Vegas 10, Dallas 8. Penalty minutes 2 each. But, you know, when you're at your building, you have to be the aggressive team. You have to have great goalie play. So it's like everything that Dallas probably talked about, you know, in the you know, obviously the intermissions and obviously before the matchup even started, didn't happen today. Like everything that they needed to have happen, there's a complete collapse.
Arm was flipped toward the net off the back wall.
Dallas is just lucky that they have so many good goal scorers that they're never fully out of a matchup with, if you have Jason and Joe and Rupe Hintz, but 3-0 is going to be not fun to come back from. Nice save. Yeah, and I actually think Florida will have a chance against Vegas. I think Vegas is the best team, but since Florida is so hot, if they can keep that momentum, and if Florida goes in to Vegas and wins the first 2 games, or at least splits and wins 1, I think Florida will have a shot to compete and possibly take it to 6 or 7, and we'll see what happens. But I don't think it's going to be that much of a. Obviously there's going to be an underdog, but the way that Florida has played, it's going to be exciting to see. I mean, they're playing like they're the number 1 seed, not like an 8 seed per se. So $55. Let's get to a hundo. Let's get some more photos up here.
Here in Dallas, a 3-0 Vegas second period lead. We'll get a look at the coach's whiteboard and what it shows you. Look at the traffic and the hunt on the forecheck. Everybody focused on the puck. Will Carrier comes out and dumps in the net. Look at Carrier in position. He's the high forward. Everyone on the puck battle. Nobody finds Carrier. It's 1-0. This is the power play. Hunt on the puck again. The forecheck and then traffic to the front of the net. On the back door is William Karlsson. You're going to see Karlsson on his knees get up and get to the net. The traffic forms. Karlsson puts it in off the back door. The third one is this breakout, positionally perfect.
Appreciate you.
Opening up the ice by supporting and speed. We'll get a look at it in live, and this is a beautifully executed play.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's Memorial Day weekend. Not everyone's going to like NASCAR, baseball, hockey, kind of those. I mean, football will be easiest to follow and watch, and obviously with wrestling and whatnot. But yeah, it's not only the holiday, but I'm just one of those, crazy people that just does everything, that I'm not going to do just one sport. I'm literally going to try to do everything, whatever the poppin' event is, or if there's a couple to choose from, I'm going to try to get as many things out there, if I truly enjoy it, Like I'll be watching Mariners and Yankees here in a minute.
Shot on goal in this period. Shot attempt for 11-1 for Dallas. Aided by the power play, those numbers, but they have the territorial edge. Heiskanen now Suter down low. 3 green shirts around the net, but Suter didn't put it in the place where any of them could tip it. Marcia sent it in, and it's Suter back on it.
12 minutes left in the second period. Vegas 3, Dallas 0. Just been complete domination for Vegas on the road and the Miami Heat on the road, which could be a little surprising to people. But again, sometimes when you are a road team, you're more focused, especially if you have success early. Then the crowd is completely out of it. And instead of them booing you, they're just quiet. And then you have a huge advantage on winning that game on the road. Uh-oh, do we have a penalty? Dallas. Elbow, knocking his helmet off. He said, hey.
Looks like Ryan Suter going here. He's had some rough moments in this series. Dallas penalty number 20, 2 minutes for elbowing. It's not been the best of series.
Yeah, well, every live stream is different. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people get notifications, some people don't. Everyone has a choice on where they want to go. And, it's always been a little bit harder for me because I feel that they don't give the notifications out to a lot of the regular people. So I just have to hope that it gets like a recommendation. And it's all algorithm. YouTube is all about the algorithm, and they decide who gets views and who doesn't. With their algorithm and, changing that algorithm. It used to be different, a year ago compared to 2 years ago, compared to 4 years ago. It's not as simple as people think. Like all of a sudden, people just show up. And it also depends on how big of a following you already have. On top of that, too.
Everything on this Vegas power play goes through Eichel. The one thing that I harp on, and Vegas clearly sees it differently, is if he doesn't shoot the puck from that one side, everybody else can back.
Yeah, I need to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Just got to shoot it a couple of times.
It's got to keep grinding.
A breaking ball and throwing a fastball if that's your best pitch. I like it better like this where Marchessault's on the one-timer side. He turned it over, and then he turns it over. Kelly Ronta. And Theodore got back, and then Timmy Ronta has a broken stick. He heads off, and Delandria joins the penalty-killing unit. Chandler Stevenson tried to pass it. Hockenpah got his stick on it. This long reach at 6-6. Eichel's up high now. Across off Theodore to Stevenson. A minute 15 on the power.
I love it when they put the graphic up above the player. They should do that the whole game. It's subtle. It's not too big. Oh, off the crossbar. I don't know if some people think it makes it look too much like a video game or whatever, but I like it. And then it identifies the players, especially if you don't know their body shape or their number right offhand. And then you're like, oh, okay. Not everyone is going to be able to know who's who based off body shape, if you can't see the jersey correctly. Yeah, but also, too, I'd rather have the right type of people. And you know how many people I've booted out that I could have had, just being a part of the stream, but it would just be negativity and chaos, so. I mean, there's been a lot of people that I've had to, either suspend or ban or whatever, which, ultimately can hurt a channel, from growing sometimes. But again, you want to have the right people in the room, not just a bunch of asshole people and trolls, Yeah. And also, too, it's not like I just do one thing. Like if I did one thing, you have a chance to get a lot more people if you focus just on, one particular thing rather than doing so many things, unless you can get the right type of fans to actually look for you or look for the stream, But I mean, for me, I was never going to only do one thing. I was never going to do just football or just football and wrestling. We've had to kind of evolve. Oh, they're getting chippy out there. All right, at least the crowd is cheering. Yeah, but again, I already know that it's going to be more difficult for me than any other YouTuber, just that is in this sports game and wrestling game, because I've lived it. Like I said, I've lived it. I've been living it. I'm living it every fucking day. I've been doing this for 11 years. I already know like how the algorithm is and how things are. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not cutting corners. If anything, I'm having to reinvent myself. Every 6 months to a year, adding something new to the channel. To try to find that rhythm. But again, it's really controlled by them. They control where you are seen, and if you are a recommended channel on people's phones or on their computers while they're watching something else. And if you have more opportunity there, that's when you can end up getting seen by more people, and then you get obviously more subs, more views, and then it grows. But then if you're not one of those people that gets that opportunity often, then it's a fucking struggle, and that's kind of where we're at, But we have been getting a little bit more growth doing the hockey and the baseball. But again, I feel that what we have as a channel here, the numbers do not reflect what we are here. We should be much, much higher than where we're at right now. So it's not me. It's not you guys necessarily. It's just, I mean, I can't control it. I can do everything in my power to give us the best opportunity. And then obviously getting the thumbs on point was the last thing, but even with that being said, some of the results, could be better. Like if I would have been making those thumbs from before, I would be hitting probably 1,000 to 1,500 minimum on almost every video. But again, the algorithm changes pretty fucking often, and they definitely promote the channels that get a lot of likes. And so if people aren't hitting the like button on my videos, that's a problem. if people, aren't coming in and liking the video, sharing the video, commenting on the video, all the factors matter. So, if the number, it's like, I can't do it for myself. I can't hit the like button for myself 100 times, just overall, just help participation, Yeah, nice to see them waking up. Now we just need some goals to match that physicality. I mean, this, you want to make sure you have good memories going into the off season if this is the last matchup, but you just want to play with. There it is. Another goal. I was like, you got to be able to keep it up. And time to pull the goalie. Time to bring in Wedgwood. You got to go, Ottinger. See you later. That's rough. Sorry, bro. They're just too good. No one likes to get beat this way, but they are just too fucking good. 4-0 Vegas.
Going to win that every time. Marchessault had momentum. He read the play perfectly, takes the feed from Barbashev.
Assisted by Ivan Barbashev, 4-0 Vegas. So when Florida's watching this, they already know what they're up against. They're up against a powerhouse that feels like a poor man's version of the Avalanche. They're still really, really, really good, but I think if the Avalanche played this team, Vegas, I think Avalanche would have won. If we had this matchup, and if the Avalanche were as good as they were last year, and they played, I think Avalanche would be better. But you still got to give respect on how great Vegas is right now. It's very impressive. Yeah, I mean, like I said, with me, I feel like I'm accessible. I'm real. I'm not biased. And maybe that's the thing. The internet loves fake people. The internet loves people that are not who they are. They think the person they see on screen is how they are, but a lot of time it's an act. It's not who they really are. A lot of them only care about the views and the subs and the money and the fame, and then they lose sight on what got them there, But most sports fans are incredibly biased. So to have someone that's not is, different and refreshing, but it's probably a little awkward for some people to hear someone that just has an honest, non-biased opinion about all the teams and players and whatnot. But I already know what we have here is special because, I mean, if we're able to hit certain numbers with limited people, just imagine once we blow up and get big. I mean, there'll be a lot of opportunities for good things to happen with charity and giveaways back to the fans and whatnot. But, we're just not there yet. So, and I think the GOATs, and the mods and a lot of the regulars, they know that it's not just me. It's also the people that are a part of this channel is what makes this channel special. We have a very cool group. Not every group of fans on a channel is good. Like you might have a lot of people, but you have 100 or 200 people, but how many of them are like trolls or they're just like, spamming up the chat. And it's not like, you know what I mean? It's like almost like, you could do without that person or those people. So. And there's also a difference between having a lot of people watching you and also people donating to you. You can always have a fan base that watches you that never donates. You know what I mean? But if you have a fan base that watches and then you do get donations, then it's different. Because, I think every, person that has seen a stream that's got 50, 100, or 1,000 people in the room and there's nobody donating. I know I've seen some like that. You know what I mean? Which is a little odd to think that you could have hundreds or thousands in a room and no one is donating. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they're all little kids? No one has a job? Why would you have that many people? And so sometimes you got to wonder with the numbers, if the numbers are real or not too. It's like people are trying to, buy fake subs and, buy views and things like that, All I know is I just want a fair shot at some point in my life to get in front of all the sports fans and wrestling fans on YouTube. And so that way that they have their favorites, but they get an opportunity to sample me for a little bit. And then they can decide if they want me to be a part of their rotation or not. I'm not trying to get them to cancel out their favorite channels, but I honestly feel if we gave every sport fan that's on YouTube and wrestling fan an opportunity to this link and they were able to watch, a stream, it doesn't have to be a whole stream, but to watch enough to see if they want to be a part of the community, I imagine we would get a very large chunk of the sport and wrestling world, and it's not just me, it's because of you guys too. So.
Don't give up yet, buddy. There's still a chance. Get one, you can get back in
This kid is like, why did my dad take me to this game? Everyone's a sad dog.
It was everything for you, and you're just so disappointed when it goes like
4-0 Vegas. Guy can't even drink his beer.
That's still that way. Not a kid. There's a shot.
Nice. I know Air Whitey was following some of that AHL.
Needed in by Robertson. And now hits. The big guns have to do something for Dallas and do it quickly. Pavelski got tangled.
Yeah, but when your goalie gives up that many goals, I mean, it's like even if the offense starts clicking and they get a couple goals, then what? You lose 6-2, 4-2? If Vegas doesn't score any more, and what's the probability of that happening? They are just rolling on all cylinders. And when they roll, it's not like they're going to just get maybe one more once they're rolling. It's like they could get three more. It's like that's how good they are. Florida has been that good also. But even Florida doesn't score as many goals as these two teams.
And Stone didn't get it out. The giveaway, but then Sagan couldn't handle it. Inside the zone, had to go back to the neutral zone for it.
Yeah. But, like YouTube and Twitch, you're going to have a lot of different people. You're going to have people that have very active lives. You're going to have a lot of lonely people that don't have a whole lot going on in their life, either socially, in person or on the computer. There's so many different types of people that are going to be on the internet, busy people, lonely people, sad people, happy people, all ages. And it just depends on what kind of content that you're looking at watching, And I think, like I said, there's a lot of sport and wrestling fans. They have no idea that this channel exists, and I wish that we could get that opportunity. It's like, I don't even need them to like force feed it down other people's throats, but it's like, just give the fans and the people an opportunity to make the decision for themselves. I mean, we've done very well when people have like raided this channel, and, people have gotten probably upset after the raid, what happened afterwards, It's like, there's a lot of great sports channels out there, but you can't get mad at me if some of the people that are a part of your channel want to be a part of my channel too. We have a special thing here also. There's a lot of good channels that are out there.
Dallas is just chasing the puck around, beat the boards, imploring his guys, just let's get something good to happen. One good play. Can we build off something? Because right now, they're behind every time the puck gets moved.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the second period. 4-0 Vegas.
Domi and Juan, the draw won by Max Domi.
Yeah.
Now pasting an indirect.
So with a lot of the people that are like your family and friends, do a lot of them not have a sport type of hobby? Like they're into other things like music and, obviously with their family and pets and stuff. Or do you feel like you don't have a lot of people in Australia that have that same passion as you? I mean, obviously with like rugby and like soccer and stuff, I imagine you'll have people there, but there's probably not as many on the NFL side, even though I know there's quite a few that like NFL over there. But
Some good news to hang their hat on. The players are looking too. Not much time left.
If new Heineken Silver was a good Viking salad.
I'm going to go check up on Paisley here real quick. Make sure that she's okay.
Crisp and refreshing. Heineken Silver.
Barista coffee and espresso system. A masterpiece of taste.
No matter what happens here tonight, the Stanley Cup Final is going to begin on Saturday. And if Vegas wins, they'll host it on TNT. TNT will have the entire Stanley Cup Final. Florida awaiting a winner of the series. They've been waiting for a while. They haven't played since Wednesday.
All right. Paisley is wrapped up in a blanket. She is good to go.
Matthew Tkachuk, the series winner. With just under 5 seconds to go in Game 4, they won 4 one-goal games to sweep the Carolina Hurricanes. 9 goals, 12 assists.
52-41 halftime. Heat up by 11. That's tough. That's not exactly what Boston thought was going to happen in this game. They probably thought the opposite, 52-41 in their favor. But they could still come back. But that's not what you wanted to see early on. That's for sure. 4:25 left in the second period. 4-0 Vegas.
And looking more and more like they'll be playing the Vegas Golden Knights. Tough team to come back against. And here turned over by Petrangelo. And only one team ever has come back from a 3-goal deficit in a conference final game when facing elimination. And the play is offside.
Oh, offsides.
Now, even getting back to this point has been really rare in the.
Oh, Captain Jack.
That's now the conference final for Dallas, and you can see why. There's just zero margin for error. You can't have.
Unbelievable. They're up 4-0. Crazy. You never know with sports. It's like sometimes you have all these possibilities that are running through your head on how things are going to go. Teams are trailing 3-0, 0 for 47, 2 force game 7. Wow. Yep. Sometimes you run out of steam against the team that's better. That's true.
At the press conference today, if you think it'll be a little bit easier going forward for teams to come back with 3 games to none down because of the parity now, in part brought by the salary cap. Pete DeBoer made the point that 7 of the 8 teams in the Western Conference playoffs had 100 or more points.
He doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes. He looks more like J.J. Watt or T.J. Watt, like a J.J. Watt. I mean, you're looking at that. Doesn't he look like J.J. Watt? He don't look like Patrick Mahomes. All right. Yeah, Yankees M's. Starting here in a second. All right, we got 3 minutes left in the second period. Let's take a quick peek. Yep, $55. Let's get to Hondo. Yeah. More of a J.J. Watt look. All right, 21 shots on goal for the Golden Knights to the Stars 12. 33 hits for Vegas to Dallas's 19. Wow. And then faceoffs won, Vegas 17, Dallas 13. Penalty minutes pretty clear, 4 for Dallas, 2 for Vegas. But the 33 hits for Vegas, they set the tone. They got 9 more shots on goal, and they have 4 more faceoffs. I mean, it's just at least you got to see a little bit of a little bit of energy and a little bit of aggressiveness from Dallas here in the second period, but no goals to show for it yet.
Into each other at higher rates of speed. Here's Theodore with some speed. Colasar.
No, I don't watch any other streamers just because I'm just too busy, doing my thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't like research other streamers and copy what they do, or I just don't have the time. You know what I mean? I record every day, and when I'm not recording, I'm usually reading or watching film. And then if I'm not doing that, I'm hanging out with my puppy or I'm exercising, getting outside with her. So.
this is all you got. Arm out, desperation, and Waugh doesn't choose to raise it. He tries to slide it quickly under his arm and under spread out as far as he can to make a fantastic save. Waugh, to me, Ray, when you watch the series, you watch the same team play over and over again. You and I have always thought, wow, he's a really solid player. When you watch him play every other day, he's a factor in almost every shift. He uses his size so well, and he's grown into that as he's become a little more experienced in the league. He's a big man, he can scheme well.
That's crazy. There's over 51 million channels on YouTube. So people wonder why sometimes numbers are thinned out because people keep creating, channels out there. But it's like if you're going to do something, you got to, be committed, and not everyone's committed, to the channel, and they don't realize how hard it is to be able to go from part-time to full-time. It's not easy. Yeah, but that's a crazy number. 51 million plus. It's a lot of fucking channels. All right, we got 50 seconds to go. Come on, Dallas, get a goal or something. Like, play for some pride. Don't get just goose egged. Come on, Joe. Come on, Jason. Come on, Rupe Hintz. 25 seconds to go. I mean, if I wasn't full time, like back when I was first starting off, you obviously want to know who your competition is. So like when I was first starting off, long time ago, yeah, sometimes you'll do some browsing, maybe not necessarily watch people, but you just kind of see what things look like on a few different channels, and sometimes you'll try to get some inspiration or a little guidance, on what you want to be able to do with yours in the future. All right, we're done with the second intermission. 4-0. Definitely out of gas tonight.
I think they've used, to your point, they've used so much energy trying to get back in the game. But to me, it looks like they've been chasing the series from game one.
Yep.
Getting down the 3-0 goal.
Yeah.
An emotional event with Ben getting suspended. They rallied around each other to get back into the series. But tonight it's been all Vegas, and for good reason. They came out with purpose tonight. Well,
Vegas shouldn't even have lost the last game at home. So, all right, flipping it over to the basketball game. And then once we get back to the third period, then hopefully we can get to a point where the Stars, for their pride, I hope they get 2 goals in the third period. I mean, Vegas doesn't have to get any more. They can just kind of just play it out. If they get one, they get one, But if it ends up being 4-2 or 5-2, that's going to be a hell of a lot better than 4-0 or 5-0 for obviously Stars fans. And I would assume for me as well. So. Exactly. I get it. And that's how I try to be able to connect, with different types of fans. It's like, I got to put myself in a Stars fan shoes. Like, how do they feel right now? Not good, but it's all about showing, that you're not giving up completely. You know what I mean? It's easy to give up. It's like, they always say, it's easy to be a piece of shit person. It takes a lot of heart and a lot of fucking effort to be a good person in this world. It's easy to be a piece of shit. It's easy to be unreliable. It's easy just to do things that you're not supposed to do. Lie, cheat, steal, just be a bastard, be an asshole, and a lot of times we have bad experiences that happen to us. And then, we go that route, but it takes effort, and you got to see that effort, on the ice and on the court and on the field. At least I do for me. I when I see my team completely give up, it makes me lose it gets me upset and frustrated more than normal, just because it's like, I get it, we're losing, and and I get it, sometimes it's just too emotional and you're just done. But just to be able to fight back, it's like you're getting in a fight and someone's punching you in the face and you're not even putting your hands up to defend. Like, you can at least put your hands up to defend, right? And then you can throw at least one and at least get a couple good licks in there. Yeah, you might get 10, punches in the face, but if you get them twice or 3 times, at least it's not a complete, blowout, I just want to see them fight, and hopefully we get that. And then obviously here you got the Heat up by 16, and they're on the road. So it shows you also too, if you can get the crowd out of it early, in the first quarter, you have a better chance of pulling away and the crowd getting more and more frustrated, not cheering, just drinking beer and getting upset. And then it's pretty much a non-factor where it turns into a Miami Heat home game, which is essentially what we're getting right now. And that plays into Miami's hands. And, to think, how the hell did, Boston not able to get but it's hard to win 4 games in a row. You can win 1, you can win 2, you can win 3. But sometimes in sports, winning that 4th one is really tough. Or in like football, you play a team 3 times. Usually that 3rd time, if one team won 2 times, maybe that 3rd time the other team wins. It happens like with the Buccaneers and the Saints. So yeah, it does not feel in any part of this game that they are going to be able to. I mean, obviously we know Boston can get on a run, and they're going to have to get on a couple 8-13-0 runs or 8-13-2 runs where they have, 8, 10, 13 points. Other team has 0 or, very limited, right? And then hope that Spoelstra doesn't call a timeout, and then they can kind of chip away at the lead. They're not going to be able to get all 16 back. You want to probably shoot for half of that, 8 by the end of the 3rd quarter, and then that way you actually have a shot instead of being down by double digits, and it feels like a lot, I guess it is, but not. I mean, most people lost money tonight because they bet heavy on Boston tonight, and a lot of people are thinking Dallas was going to win tonight. So it shows you, even when you think you know all the answers and you think you figured the formula out in sports, then it shoots the curveball, and then all those people lose money, and it makes you second guess yourself a little bit, and knowing that sports is predictable, but sports can also be very, very unpredictable. Because I did not see this coming. 4-0 and the Heat playing this well after what happened last game. But again, some teams are more mentally tough than others, and they feed off that, the booze, and they're more focused. They don't have to worry about their fans cheering them. It's just them against the world, the 5 of them against everyone. And a lot of times, if you have a Hall of Famer on the team or a couple legends, then sometimes you can pull this victory out. But most of the time, you're not going to. Oh, nice 3. 59-48. Derek White from deep. I mean, the Celtics and Nuggets would get probably better ratings, but for basketball purposes, I mean, Heat Nuggets is a true basketball series. But I just don't know if Miami has enough to, play with Denver for 7 games. If we were playing like best of 5, like you had to win 3, then yeah, I say the Heat have a shot for sure. But if you're going 7 games and you have to win 4, Denver is just on another level right now. White. Woo! And 1. Wow. Wow. Derek White. Look at this Guido. He's like, I've been drinking since 5 a.m. Guido life. They love their Celtics. Well, there's my guy from the Ducks. What's good, brother? White has become a folk hero already with that tip in with 0.1. Probably will be able to eat in Boston for free for the rest of his life just based off that one win. Now, obviously, if they get this win, 8-0 run. If you say it, sometimes it happens. The sports gods are like, oh, we're on cue. He just has to say it, and we just have to hit play. Nice. Nice jumper. 61-51 Heat. And then once we get back to the 3rd period, we'll finish that off. And then I got to get into the Mariners a little bit as well. Oh, wow. I like that. Blackpool Combat Club. Rousey, man, it's like, haven't they learned yet? I guess they just want to capitalize off ratings by having her with a belt. They don't want to give her a singles belt, so they'll just be like, just fucking do this tag and just stay out of the way. And then hopefully you'll be happy enough to be, that instead of like a singles women's champion. Nice layup by Williams there. Heat up by 10, 6:45 left in the third quarter. Now the Boston fans are back into it. Adebayo, long, no good. Jaylen Brown, shake and bake. Oh, he almost traveled. White for three, no good. All right, Jimmy Butler, ISO. Baseline. And one. Nope, no foul call. Wow. Yeah, she used to, though, right? Remember when she first came in, we all rooted for her, because we didn't know what to expect. We were like, wow, this is kind of cool. We don't know, like, what kind of moves you're going to do. We don't know, like, how you're going to be on the mic. It was just like a fresh new thing, to have something brand new and, not knowing how it's going to play out. But she had a couple, decent moments before everything went downhill. Strus for three from deep, 66-53 Heat. It's like every time Boston starts to kind of get a little close, then Miami answers back. And like I said, I like the players that Boston has, and they essentially have the same team as last year, but I feel the coaching is a huge downgrade, and it shows with them even having to be here in Game 7. Because I guarantee if Udoka was coaching, there's no way in hell they get down 3-0. Maybe 2-1, but not 3-0. And it's not like I think Udoka is like the best coach in the world. I just think that it's better than what you're getting from Missoula. So you like that Nick Nurse hire? The Raptors one? Nice floater by White. It's like the Bucks hire was kind of questionable, but then the Sixers hire, you're like, okay, this could make Embiid maybe better, Because when they had Kawhi, they could never really do anything against them. So now it's going to be benefiting them with Nurse rather than having him as an enemy. So, yeah, I don't think Rondo does anything for anyone. And I assume that the third period hasn't started yet. I should click on the Mariners here real quick. Trying to watch a little bit of everything. All right, here, boom, back to hockey. And we are going to get back to hockey in just a moment, but maybe I can get an at-bat. All right, here we go, baby. Bryce Miller, my phenom. It's top of the second, 0-0. Dive, Julio. And Bryce is our new guy. It's like we got Luis Castillo, we got Logan Gilbert, we got George Kirby, who was a rookie last year with Julio. But Bryce is doing things that like nobody's ever done, or it's not been done in a long, long time. Stat line for being a brand new pitcher for the first 3, 4, 5 starts has been sensational. So he's got many pitches, super fast, good control. And, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, if he keeps developing, there could be a chance that he would even leapfrog Gilbert at 2 and maybe even Luis Castillo at 1. He could end up being R1. Oh, damn it. And they just stole third base. Top of the second, Yankees 0, Mariners 0. Runner at third with no outs. Fuck. Whitey in the building. What's good? Yeah, so I got Yankees, Mariners, watching a little bit of that Heat and the Celtics. And then we're going to get ready for the third period, which I assume has not started yet, but will shortly. Come on, Bryce. It's like when Bryce pitches, it kind of reminds me of like that that kind of hype with Felix Hernandez when we first had him. And then when he started getting pretty good, it's like, it's exciting when you have someone like that when you're not expecting it. But I think we kind of expected him to be pretty damn good, Felix Hernandez. But with Bryce, we had no idea how good he was going to be. So.
Somebody on the panel picked the Florida Panthers. I picked them to win the Stanley Cup. I didn't see them. I did pick them. They went out to their birthday.
1-9 with rest advantage.
Between clinching series against Carolina in game 1 of the Stanley Cup final.
Well, they're already an underdog as it is anyway, so.
10 Stanley Cup winners had less rest than their opponents when entering the final. Less rest. So that sets up very nicely for, again, it's 20 minutes away for the Vegas Golden Knights. What say you about that?
I say the strongest team is going to win the.
I just like, damn it, 1-0 Yankees. Fuck. I just like the fact that Florida actually has a shot. Like, you know, even though I knew Tampa Bay, you know, the Lightning, you know, if you go to 3 Stanley Cups in a row, you're not going to win them all. But I knew that they weren't going to win. And you could still be good enough to win like a game or two. And just the Avalanche was just a different beast last year. But with this series, Vegas is going to be like Colorado. But I honestly feel Florida this year has maybe potential for a little bit more than what you got with Tampa. You know, Tampa only got 2 games. Florida, to me, if they could win the first 2 or split on the road, that they could maybe get it to 6 or 7. But they have to be very successful in the first 2 games on the road, like they have been, like on Toronto and Carolina, and going into their buildings and beating them shockingly on the road in the first 2 games. And then we really have a fucking series. 1-0 Yankees on my Mariners. Damn it. Come on, Bryce. We got to get out of this inning. I mean, I always like going to these matchups too with the Yankees and Mariners. I usually try to go once a year to see them. You know, I mean, to fucking see Aaron Judge in person. Come on, man. It's like those people that said they got to see like Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays back in the day. Not everyone can say that they saw him in person. So, and it's also special when you see Judge and he goes yard right in front of you, which is incredible. Oh, and then getting a ball too. I'll never forget that. Or that, or getting assaulted. That too.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached.
Oh, nice.
Standard, our own. A standard that demands every BMW feels exactly like a BMW should.
It's been good. Good to hear. I was very impressed with the 2 pay-per-views, through WWE and Saudi Arabia, and then obviously with the NXT pay-per-view. I did not think that enough of those matches would, really keep my interest. And obviously I didn't pay for AEW, and I'm glad I didn't, because it looked like there was only really 2 matches worth of damn watching in that. So, but I wouldn't mind being able to watch those matches in entirety, because I still haven't got to see those matches, but I would like to be able to watch those at some point or another. Oh, yeah?
Maybe we'll just beat the traffic tomorrow.
Are you trying to better yourself? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to better yourself? $55. Let's get to a hundo. Or they got that fucking weapon cage match with the women. So that match alone, I'll probably tune into NXT just to watch that. So they, sometimes you got to be able to reel me back in. Like if I'm not, buying in on the regular TV show in the week and it's been a little suspect, like sometimes Rampage for AEW is just like terrible. And it's like, I love AEW and I don't want to talk bad about it, but when the show is terrible, it's terrible. Like sometimes they only have one good match and I know it's only an hour, but a lot of times when I watch Rampage, I finish watching it. I feel pissed. Like, I'm like, this is not like, I'm going to watch it because I'm a hardcore fan, but it's like, I need to see better quality matches in this 1 hour. You know what I mean? Like, but they're just not there yet. They need to have more people and get to a point where they can actually have 2 shows that are 2 hours long before they even do a weekend show like Collision, because a lot of people aren't even home on the fucking weekend. But I mean, with that being said, would I watch like a Collision on like a Saturday? Oh yeah, I would. Of course I would. But yeah, I will probably tune into NXT just because the pay-per-view was so good, and with that that cage match.
Marsha saw another goal. Vegas going for the kill early.
Yeah. Good for you, man. Just, everyone's got vices and everyone's got things that they do that's good for the body and bad. But sometimes, you just can't eliminate everything all at once. Sometimes you got 3 vices, you got to get it down to 2 and then hopefully 1, or maybe find an alternative. You know what I mean? It's like I had to stop drinking beer and booze, and I went to Gatorade, but I do Snapple, mango and the kiwi. And it's funny, you sent me that video with the chiladas. Right, the Modelo chiladas, and they got that watermelon. I can already imagine how amazing it is, and I'd be probably just crushing 2 of those every show. But A, I can't afford it, and B, I want to keep losing weight and be healthier. It's just not healthy to drink every day, and that's like, especially if I'm doing streams for 3 to whatever, however long, That's one habit I've never had an issue with the SIGs. Never been the SIG. I'm one of the only people in my friend group or anyone that I know that really has never went down the SIG route. But I mean, early on, it was just like playing sports and, being an athlete when you're like in junior high and high school, when you have other friends that are like, let's do this, So it's like I was already doing basketball and football type stuff. And then it didn't really appeal, There's, obviously there's always gonna be other things that appeal. But also too, I grew up in a household where both parents didn't smoke, and most people have at least a parent that smokes. So if like you're around it and you have access to it and you smell it, then you're more than likely probably it's going to be more easy for you to get into it. But for me, I never had that around me, so I never, besides my friends. So it was very easy for me to be like, no, like I'm cool, like I'll just drink something. I'm good. All right, we're in the 3rd period here. Let's get at least 2 goals for Dallas, so they can end the season with their head high, or at least higher than what it was when you're down 4-0. Oh, I used to do retail. I used to work at outlet malls. I mean, I've done. I worked right next to Panda Express at Euros. I worked at KB Toy Stores. I worked as a bag boy at Thriftway. JCPenney's, Tommy Hilfiger, Gap, Polo, Ralph Lauren. I mean, True Green Kemlon. That was my first like big job, like when I was in high school. Oh, and there's another goal. Carlson, whoa. 5-0. Eyes on the prize, sucker. My goodness. William Carlson? How many predicted Dallas not winning at home? And not only that, them getting obliterated 5-0. I mean, this is stuff that you just can't make up, man. That's why, like, so many people lose money because they feel that they're figuring it out. And they're like, I know the rhythm of this is how it's going to go. It's going to go, Dallas is going to win, and then it's going to go to Vegas in Game 7, and then they're going to just, get it done then. But then sometimes the sports gods are like, no, you guys are going to lose a shitload of money, and we're going to go do the complete opposite. The opposite team's going to win, and they're going to win by a crazy margin. Carlson, 10th goal in the playoffs. Only 14 in the regular season. Is he heating up? My God. Yeah. Well, he's got a new baby, and a couple of the guys on the team are new fathers, and it's like re-energized them. That's another thing. And having defensemen that are 6'2" to 6'6", and having Aiden Hill be 6'4", and have that reach. They're a good team. And I do think Florida has a shot, so that's what's going to make it like exciting. Not like last year's wasn't. I mean, obviously Tampa Bay at times is electric. But Colorado, I mean, you just knew in the preseason they were number one. At the beginning of the year, they were number one. In the middle of the year, they were number one. Towards the end, they were number one. And then there's obliterating teams. It's like, some teams weren't even winning a game, or they were winning one. It's just, you don't see that, that often. Most of the time, you're having competitive series, no matter how good the number one seed is or the best team. But every once in a while, you get that best team, and they're just night and day better than everyone else. And it's like varsity going against freshman squads. It's just not fair.
Not for key injuries last year, they probably wouldn't have been in the playoffs all 6 years of their history. This was their
William Carlson, 206 in the third period, assisted by Michael Amadeo. 5-0 Vegas.
I knew that once he got with a winning organization, he would be good.
really acquired goaltender depth from San Jose. And they
16 minutes left in the third period. 5-0 Vegas.
goaltenders that open the door for 8-0. Suter and Cairns out of the ring. Mark Brossois was the starting goalie in the beginning of the playoffs. He had a 5-game winning streak. They lost game one to Winnipeg, then won the next 5, 4 against the Jets, and knocked them off the first game of the other streak. Then Brossois got hurt. Hill came in. He had a 5-game winning streak. Here's Eichel with Barbashev. Jack Eichel.
76-66 Miami.
Talk about quality depth. The only other team that's ever had 2 goalies with
And it shows you like how many factors, that go on into sports. Sometimes it's like home ice or home field advantage. Sometimes it comes down to the bench, the coaching. Sometimes it's like one thing that's lacking could be the difference between your team winning a game 7 at home or not winning a game at 7 at home that you should. But there's just something lacking. And if Boston loses, which it looks like they probably will, it's going to be Missoula. There's just no way that the energy should be so low. But again, no one anticipated Dallas at home in a must-win game and getting routed like this 5-0. That sucks too, because I didn't want Ottinger to go out like that. He's much better of a player than to give up so many goals. Do they even have him still in, or did they swap him out? Looks like Ottinger's still in there. I figured they would just bench him, but I guess not. 24 shots on goal for Vegas, 14 for Dallas. 35 big hits for Vegas, 24 for Dallas. And then faceoffs won, Vegas 18, Dallas 17. And the penalty minutes haven't really been that much of a factor. 4 for Dallas, 2 for Vegas. So just an obliteration of just goals. Game 1, 4-3 in overtime, Golden Knights. Game 2, 3-2 overtime, Golden Knights. And then 4-0, Golden Knights in Dallas's building. In Game 3, that's when Ottinger got pulled. And then 3-2 in Game 4, Dallas. 4-2 Stars in Game 5 in Vegas. That was a shocker. And then we're getting this shocker here. Matt in the building. What's good? Yes. What's good, bro? It's kind of tough to say. I feel that Vegas is going to have the Vegas line for betting. They're going to have Vegas as the favorite, no doubt. And then Florida will be the underdog. But this Florida underdog is like, good team. They're hot. They're not just like a fluke, because if they were a fluke, they would have just already lost already. So they've gotten hot at the right time. It just, are they going to be able to keep that up? And also you got the better goalie in Sergei Bobrovsky. So you just need to hope that Tkachuk and the rest of the guys can be as offensive as Vegas's guys. And also Vegas's defensemen are 6'2" to 6'6". Aiden Hill is no slouch either. So, it's like you have the advantage with Sergei, but if Sergei gets roughed up in a game or two, then they have zero chance. Like they need Sergei to play lights out for 5, 6, 7 games for Florida to have any shot. Like he can't have like an Ottinger kind of game for them to be able to win, but they have a shot. And I think that's what makes it exciting, that it should be Vegas winning it all, but maybe Florida does the unthinkable, the true Cinderella story. Even though we know it's very difficult to even get there.
Arby's shoulders a great weight when crafting its deluxe Wagyu steakhouse burger. And with great weight comes great response.
Jesus. You gotta love ESPN turning on an ad when that no one wants.
Of the standouts that Vegas has had in this series is William Karlsson. He's a matchup center. They use him to check the other team's best players, but he can play. 2 goals in game 1, a rebound off the inboards. This is in the second period where he beat Ottinger through the 5-hole. Here we are in game 6. They need something to change the momentum. A 1-0 lead on the power play. Karlsson makes it 2-0. And this shot is almost, if there wasn't the final nail before, it's that one. It's 5-0, 4 goals in the series for Karlsson. And 10 of the playoffs, battling Marchessault. Stevenson.
All right. Ryan Blaney won the Coca-Cola 600. Right now, the Heat are surprisingly dominating the Celtics. There's still time for them to come back. It's 10, but that's about as much as you want to be able to be down at this point, because anything above that 12, 14, 15, it feels like too much. But 10, is a doable. Teams do 8 to 12-0 runs or 8 to 13-0 runs all the time. So it's like you just don't want to get it above that. But as I speak of that, it's 79-66 Miami. And then what's going on with the Mariners right now? How bad are we losing? Oh, it's 1-1. There we go. Hell yeah, Ems. I got to look to see what happened. What the fuck happened here? Hernandez grounded out to shortstop. Kelenic scored. Suarez to third. There we go. Hell yeah. 1-1 against the Yankees. I'll take that. All right, 12:50 left in this third period, and then if there's any basketball game left, I'll watch a little bit of that, and then obviously the Mariners will still be going with the Yankees, so we'll hang out for a little bit after that, and then at some point in the 3 to 4 hour mark we'll end the stream. So now I really would like to see Dallas get at least a goal. I mean, if you're not going to get 2 at this point, get at least 1. Don't get the goose egg. How's the weather in Hawaii today? $55. Let's get to a hundo. Good save by Aiden Hill. Yeah. Now the run is getting out of control, and that's where coaching comes in, and you've been dominated all the way from the first quarter. And so even though that fan base, was able to win those 3 games, and you have in like the most winnable situation possible, game 7 at home, and you can't win. But that's sports for you. So sometimes you can hide your flaws for a certain amount of time, but eventually you get exposed. The weaker team gets exposed at some point. Just sad for it to be at home. I mean, the worst feeling that you could have is losing game 7 at home, and then also you could have broke history. Just the fact that all you got to do is win 1 game and you make history in the NBA, and then you go against the Nuggets. But, this team is a little bit more broken than last year, not as determined. There's cracks, in the armor, and obviously Miami took advantage, and looks like they're about to stamp their trip to the Denver Nuggets. The plane, they got plane tickets, and it looks like it'll work out for them. And again, sometimes you focus better on the road. I mean, we got 2 games that a lot of people bet a lot of money on, that lost a lot of money tonight, that bet Dallas was going to win against Vegas tonight and force game 7 and then probably get obliterated, and Vegas would move on in 7 at home. And then this game where they said Celtics are going to win by 1 or by a shitload because they're game 7 at home and the fans will will them to the victory. And you're looking at an 83-66. And you could have been the first team to come back, 0-3.
It really could. I mean, there's probably a lot of factors to it, and that can be one of them. It's one of the old adages.
Yeah, I mean, if they had like Jimmy Butler and Giannis, or something like they had another guy, like it would give them a better shot to be able to get things done. Or it didn't even have to be someone as good as necessarily Giannis, but I mean, Denver is like a defense rebounding team. They kind of remind me of a football team. They're kind of old school, kind of blue collar, and it's not about the stats and Showtime dunks on SportsCenter top 10. It's just straight up kind of like San Antonio Spur basketball when they had Duncan and Tim Robinson in that squad. It wasn't always the sexiest basketball to watch. It was very fundamental, right? Not flashy, but they got the job done and they won titles. So. Yeah, it's going to be exciting for him to play with purpose because he didn't get the MVP. Because I guarantee, sometimes that's what the player needs for extra motivation. If you get all the awards all the time, sometimes you lose your touch or your edge. And then you deserve the award, but they give it to someone else, even though Embiid's regular season was good. And players need to realize that the MVP is a regular season award, not a playoff award, because usually it changes. Right. And he's playing with purpose. And a big part of that success, too, is Jamal Murray. We can't forget about him. Without Jamal Murray, Denver's not even here. So they needed to have another big number 2. Jamal Murray, at some point, sometimes he even scores more than the Joker. That's the crazy part. Like, you wouldn't assume Jamal Murray is going to score 20 to 40, but he does it pretty often.
Certainly take the break, but
yeah, I think I read that last night. You got any other transfer news or any other Oregon Ducks or college football news? What's new with the Ducks? Anything new? Transfer portal stuff? Anything newsworthy? All right, we got 9 minutes left in the third period.
They just wanted a new voice. And then this game immediately, Ray, got thrown into
3-1 Yankees. No. I see that now. Damn it. And against Bryce Miller, too. It's like I want him to do well, but I get it. It's Yankees are good. Bryce has got like a 1.89 ERA. At one point, his ERA was like under 1, like for a while. Judge homered. Of course he did. Of course Judge homered. Damn it. I wonder if I got to click over. Oh, it's all right. I just missed the replay. They're showing him in the dugout right now. And Judge homers in Seattle pretty often. I mean, it's awesome. I imagine being in Seattle and getting a Judge ball. My God. I see you, Aaron. I need to see a replay when it comes out on Twitter. I can't get mad at that. I mean, like I said, it's, if there's a guy that I can enjoy watching and rooting for to have a great career, it's Aaron Judge. I mean, I'm a Mariner fan through and through, but I mean, Judge is special. Like, he's not just, he's like kind of like a Derek Jeter vibe where, it's not normal. Like it's like a generational talent like Ohtani. I mean, that's why Judge's stuff is worth so much money already. Deservedly so. And he'll probably break his own home run record. That home run record that he had, hell, he could probably get more than that. And we just got to pray that he never cheats and never does, PEDs or anything like that. He's just a, tall, strong, timely hitter. 8:19 to go. I got to see if I can find the highlight here. I just missed it barely, but I know it's already probably on the timeline. Where are you, Aaron Judge? Let me see you go yard. All right, Yankees, it says don't blink. But I want to see the home run, though. Here it is. Oh, shit. He crushes it. Left field. Off the pole. Laser. It wasn't one of those deep bombs. It was more just laser line drive homer. But hell, it's Judge, right? It's like I feel with Judge, it doesn't have to really try that hard. And he can get like 40 to 70 home runs like every year. Wow, he crushed that. Wow.
How about building a business? Go explore it.
Yeah, I definitely got to get a little bit in. 3-1 Yankees. God, I would love to be in Seattle right now. I mean, regardless of, you always want to have them compete, but just being there and seeing those guys play. 90-71. Think about all the people that bet all that money, just based off the past reputation of what would normally happen in the past. But this Celtics team, obviously is not built from the same cloth as previous teams that have a Game 7 opportunity at home. That's got to really fucking hurt. Wow. Well, it's over. But did we expect the Heat to blow out the Celtics and the Vegas Golden Knights to blow out the Stars? No, right? Hell, a lot of people thought the opposite teams were going to win. And then you got the complete opposite to happen, the opposite team to win. And not only that, you got the blowout scenario, not the other team won barely by the skin of their teeth. Like it's not even close. Like the shit has been over. Oh, I did see that.
598 postseason win percentage is the highest in NHL history. Since they came into the league, the only team that's won more playoff games is Tampa Bay. Remarkable. Even we just have the historical vignette there about the name. And the attention to detail. Vegas. Not Las Vegas. Not ready to be called from Las Vegas. You'll quickly be corrected. A dear friend of mine is a lifelong resident of Las Vegas, Pete Hoffman, said he'll never deny the fact that it's.
All right, less than 8 minutes to go. And I just hope for the Stars' pride that they can come up with at least one. Because I can almost feel like what it feels like to be a Stars fan right now. It's not too pretty. Uh-oh. Ottinger is just giving up goal after goal after goal after goal after goal. My God, 6-0? Vegas is really trying to be like, look at us. And Florida, you've had all this time off. No matter what happens, you're not going to keep up with us. Well, after seeing a performance like this,
And he just chips it up over the glove inside the elbow and arm over the shoulder, and 6-0 it is.
6-0?
We talk about Bruce Cassidy. You have depth, but you have to use it the right way. Put Amadio back in.
Amadio.
He's had 2 excellent games after Teddy Bluger came out. Amadio bit more of an offensive threat. They changed up the line tonight. Walk back with Colasar and Carrier, he's paid off. My goodness, everything that Cassidy wanted today came to fruition. Remember back to his talk before the game that we had on the air. We're not going to chase matchups.
All right, Michael Amadio, assisted by William Karlsson. Of course, Karlsson was involved. He's been really fucking impressive, too. I just really happy to be able to soak all this in and get back to watching this on a regular, like with NASCAR. And it's not only watching it, but like enjoying it. That's the difference. 6-0 Vegas. That's the crazy thing, man. Just when you think you got things figured out as a bettor or a predicting type of person, then they throw the curveball at you. like this and in the NBA. I mean, you could have played these games out, 10 times, and you only have this happen maybe a couple. I mean, I just don't think that this would happen every single. Maybe Vegas would, do this maybe half of the time, maybe 5 out of 10. But I would assume that the flow would have been a little bit better. But Ottinger has just been fucking terrible. It's like, how the hell are you supposed to win when you give up like 3 goals in the first period? You don't. Yeah, they should have went with the backup, Wedgwood. They got to put Scott in. If you put Scott in after the first period, you probably aren't at 6 right now. Maybe it's like 4, or something. Yeah, it's all right, man. We can't win every year. You had a successful, season up to that point. You beat the Kraken. You got it done. And then, like I said, if we were in the same situation, you guys probably still would have done better than us in the Kraken. We probably would have gotten swept or won 1 game versus Vegas. So it just, got to keep building forward, and hopefully you guys can get back again and you guys can have a rivalry and we can see this matchup in the future. So, but definitely it hurts more than anything to lose in a game like this in front of your home fans, but no one wants to lose in this kind of fashion. Like Vegas beating Dallas in this fashion is making Dallas look like kind of like Carolina, that they were just so overmatched. But Dallas is much better than Carolina, in my opinion. So even though this loss looks bad, I still think the Stars are a cool team to watch. I like them. I'm a Kraken fan, but I mean, I like Joe a lot. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him. I mean, Jamie Benn makes some, questionable decisions, but I still like him as a player. Jason's good. You got Mason. Hintz is probably my favorite besides, probably Joe. And Seguin, right? Wyatt. I mean, there's a lot of potential. You just need a better goalie, or you just got to get him to step up and play a little bit better. So, the line between good teams and great teams sometimes is separated by coaching or goalie play. And it's like you can still be bad a little bit, but you just can't be terrible in multiple games. And that means giving up 3 goals in a period, and that will be the end, the beginning of the end. Right. But now, even with this and moving forward, like think about if you guys play each other in the same spot again next year or the year after, the intensity factor and whatnot. And also depending on who wins the series and how physical it is. And if it goes like 6 or 7 games continuously, then it just builds it up even more and more and more. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. Unfortunate a loss for you, but again, this might be the team of destiny. This might be the team that's just going to go all the way. I mean, they look like it, don't they? But Florida's got the better goalie, and they have that Uncle Mo. But again, having like 9 days or so many days off, maybe some of that Uncle Mo, that momentum might have disappeared. Maybe he would have moved out. He left the couch. But we'll find out, because again, if Florida wins the first 2 games on the road or they split, then they legitimately have a shot to take the series to 6 or 7. That's going to be the first thing to watch. Can Florida win both games on the road, or at least one, and set the tone? Especially Florida winning the first game. That would be like the most, confidence builder. Coming right out of the gates and stealing one in front of the Vegas fans. They would be shocked. All right, 4 minutes left.
When we talk about depth, I was just thinking, their leading scorer had 66 points this year. Like, this is depth. In production, 14, 15 goals from a whole bunch of players, and they got it all year.
Yeah, social media finals would have been Celtics-Lakers, but basketball, that's Nuggets Heat. I just don't, we'll see what happens, but I would assume the Nuggets will win in 6. I just don't know if they have enough to match up with the Joker to take it to 7 or to even have a chance to win that series. I mean, it would be a real underdog story for the Miami Heat to go all the way and win. I mean, then that would put Jimmy Butler into like another category if he was able to win this. Instead of being like an all-star, he'd be considered getting closer and closer to maybe being a Hall of Fame player if you ended up winning this particular series. But even if they don't win, good story for Jimmy Butler getting there. Deserves it with all the different teams he's been on. Bulls, Sixers. Sixers are probably thinking we fucked. God damn. Exactly. It's about looking at it from that perspective. You know what I mean? Yeah, it fucking sucks losing like this, but we were the third best team. And the actually 3 contenders to the Stanley Cup this year. Carolina was not. They were a pretender because I feel that you were better than them. Like if you guys played each other, you would have won that series. So even if Ottinger would have had some off games, I think he still would have had enough offensive firepower to get it done. Even though Anderson is a great goalie, and he, you know, you could argue that he might have been the second best goalie out of the 4, but yeah, bright future moving forward. John in the building, what's good? AS in the building, what's good? 2:30 left. And then I'll probably watch a little bit of this Yankees and Mariners, and obviously we already know with the basketball game that one is pretty much almost said and done. 97-75. It's like, well, how the hell did we get to these game 6, game 7 blowouts for the road team? And it's just something that you got to put back in the memory bank and then remember this in the future. So anytime we have a scenario similar to this, you know, then we could be like, oh, remember the Heat and the Celtics? Or like, oh, remember Dallas and Vegas? Like, you know, you got to keep it stored up there. History tends to repeat itself, but sometimes it's meant to be broken. There you go. There you go, bro.
President of the National Hockey League. That's back before they were called commissioners. And Bruce Cassidy and his team will be handed that by Bill Daly as soon as they play the final minute 54. I imagine this is a pretty good time to be sitting on the Vegas bench. Everything you work for is now just, you know, a minute 54 in front of you, a chance to play for the Stanley Cup. And I've sat on that other bench. I haven't sat on this one to my right. I'm envious of these guys. What a great opportunity in front of them. Trying to win the first Stanley Cup in franchise history, but as we said earlier, the interesting aspect of
all right, last minute 35 here. Really shocked that we weren't able to get at least one, burst of momentum to help them get like 1 or 2, but sometimes there's nothing left. The gas runs out of the tank. And I was actually kind of shocked that Dallas even had enough fight to win in their building. That was shocking in itself. So I guess, it ended up going a little bit longer, 1 game further than it probably should have. But then there was no doubt what the result was after the first period. But I don't know how many people predicted 6-0. Not many, unless you're a time traveler. The green, you're right. But also green being both the home teams. 30 seconds left. Yeah, and you didn't get swept. So remember, Dallas easily could have got swept by this team, and it wouldn't have even meant that the Stars suck. It's just the Vegas Knights, Golden Knights are that damn good, right? But to be able to get it to this game, that says something to me. They have a little bit more fight, whether you like them or you don't. But, to be able to get down 3-0, lots of people can just roll over and quit. They didn't. So, but congratulations to the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights 6, Dallas Stars 0.
Accomplishment. They'll line up for the handshakes. Saw Joe Pavelski. Perhaps his last best chance to get back to a Stanley Cup final and win it for the first time.
All right, top of the fourth.
Yankees 4 runs on 7 hits. The Mariners are run on 1 hit. The Mariners front coming with 1 out, second.
Oh, that sounds good.
Ground up by Teoscar Hernandez. Kelvin could single, still second, move to third on the ground, not scored on the ground. 3-1. Fly ball left field. Kelly's got it later.
Boom. We just fucking teleported to Seattle. Just like that. 4-1 Yankees. Fuck.
Look, you are looking better than ever. You made yourself a priority by adding priority boarding. You're twice the card you were after adding 2 times the miles on gas.
Yeah, I wish the games were a little bit more competitive, but I guess, you know, sometimes that happens. The blowouts unexpectedly happen sometimes. I mean, even if Dallas were to do it on their end or Celtics, you would have been like, oh, okay, well, kind of maybe what we thought, but.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion.
Yeah, hell of a season. Congrats, man. Like I said, just with the Kraken, it wasn't what we wanted, but got further than we thought. And we can just build, use that to build on next year, and then the year beyond that.
I'm not a attorney spokesperson.
Sometimes investing can feel
Yeah, but just digging into the team, like 6'2" to 6'6" for the defenseman, Aiden Hill 6'4", just looking at their players and what they, have been able to put together. It's crazy, right? But everything is clicking for them. I don't think that they would have been able to beat the Avalanche from last year. I think they're good, but they're not Avalanche good. All right. But they, who knows what will happen. I mean, it would be shocking if they played Florida and swept them. I'll tell you that, because I think Florida is good enough to compete in the series. All right, baby. Let's go, baby. 103-82 with like a minute 20 left in the matchup. Good for Jimmy Butler. I know it sucks for Celtics fans, but at least Chief can be happy. Julio gone. Julio Rodriguez. I had the photo on Julio. The sports gods are like, guess what? Julio home run. Bing, bong, bing, bong. Thank you, sports gods. Bing, bong, bing, bong. Thank you. They didn't even wait. They were just like, well, he has it on there. He's moving. He went from hockey to baseball. He even made the Seattle Mariners. Let's go. He's wearing the do-rag, for Christ's sake. Let's get a homer for Julio. There we go. 4-2. Let's go. Come on, baby. All right, what inning is it? Bottom of the fourth. Bottom fourth. All right, bottom of the fourth. 4-2. Yankees are up. Runner at first. Julio has raised his season batting average 40 points this homestand. That is good.
Sometimes you can get into a situation where you're not hitting well on the road and you get home and change the scenery back into your home environment. And he has really responded here in this home.
Yeah, the game is wrapping up. 103-84 final. Well, it's going to be Jimmy Butler. He's actually 12 for 28, 3 for 7 for deep, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. So it's him. Martin had 26, though. That was a big factor. And Tatum with 14, unacceptable. Brown with 19, White with 18, Smart with 9, and Horford with 8. You can't win with those numbers like that. Adebayo with 12, Vincent 10, Strus 8, but Jimmy actually had the game that he was supposed to have, in Miami. It just took him one more game. So congrats to Jimmy Butler. Shout out to my boy Julio. Ball in. Let's go. Julio Rodriguez. Eugenio Suarez just struck out. Motherfucker.
Actually, I do the calzones.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it?
Order now at CoffeeMurphys.com. There's Cal Raleigh. Productive at moving the runners over Grand Atlas.
Next up for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bottom of the fourth, Yankees 4, Mariners 2. Runner at first. Cal Raleigh 0 for 1 today. Ground out in the second inning. He said Jeff Saturday. Oh, big dumper. Back. Oh, to the wall and caught. Damn it. Kelenic tagging and sliding into the second base. Yeah, baby. Nice job, Jared. My boy, dude. Let's go. Jared Kelenic, I'll fucking tag up.
Congratulations to Las Vegas. How about that hockey team, that hockey club beating Dallas 6-0. They go to the Stanley Cup Finals for the second time in their 6-year existence. There'll be a lot of Canadian fans. Canadian cities are really hacked. Yeah, Las Vegas against Florida in the Stanley Cup Final.
That should be a good Stanley Cup. Two very good teams.
Miami.
Teoscar fouls back. 2-1 count. Oh, no. And then Miami won. All right, bottom of the fourth. Yankees 4, Mariners 2. Teoscar Hernandez reaches and chases. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Teo. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out. Fuck. End of the 4th inning. Damn it. For the top of the 5th.
What's next?
I think we're going to have to take a look for that.
Got it. What's next?
Oh, Marshawn Lynch commercial. Fantastic. Anything like bootleg Marshawn Lynch commercial. It's awesome. Then we still got Monday Night Raw that I can watch. Oh, they're getting the trophy stuff right now. Jimmy Butler.
Ma'am, you've got this in your hands. I'm going to ask you the questions. Everybody was wondering, when you take a gut punch like you took in Game 6, how you would come back, how you would respond, and what was the thought process going into Game 7 here?
Man, just a win. Everybody rallied around each other.
12, 10, and 7. I like Bam Adebayo. I mean, his definitely could be better, but Spoelstra, there you go. The better coach found the better game plan. And that's usually what it comes down to, coaching.
Spo, you're right here. You have to answer that question. What's the inspirational video you showed your team?
No, it wasn't about the video. It's just about an incredible group of men right here. We are the men in the arena with our dust, sweat, and blood on our faces. And I think a lot of people can relate to this team because, sometimes you have to suffer, for the things that you really want. And this group has shown fortitude when there are inevitable letdowns and failures, but to have that perseverance to pick yourself up.
Yeah, as an 8 seed too.
Collective spirit to keep on forging ahead until you get to accomplish what you want to.
And Spoelstra used to be an assistant for the Blazers, so I'm already very familiar with him. It's awesome. I always root for him. Anyone that starts off, being like the guy that's, getting the plays off the fucking VHS and the DVD and, starting off kind of like lower in the organization and, working their way up from going over plays and, assistant coach and everything else. And now to being one of the better coaches in the NBA. Congrats to him. $55 a hundo. Let's go. 5 days until the finals. Fucking Scrooge. I want to be Scrooge McDuck. What about me? Giannis and Bam have the same agent. What about O-Dog? O-Dog needs to be Scrooge McDuck. I want to dive into some fucking coins like in DuckTales. That DuckTale theme's hits, man. When you end up watching some of those old cartoons, man, it's just crazy how it makes you feel like you just transport into your younger self, just like that. Aaron Judge with a 2-run homer on the Mariners earlier. Oh, Aaron Judge is up. Oh, baby. He already went yard once. Love me some Aaron Judge. Fun to watch, just like Ohtani. And there's just so many fans, rocking the Yankee merch when they show up there too. I mean, it's Aaron Judge. Their Yankee fans are all over the board. Some are hardcore, some are bandwagon, but I mean, you're going to get Yankee fans everywhere. Every stadium is going to have them. But whenever we go to the matchups, Yankee section's pretty fiery, pretty passionate. I mean, fuck, if you can't root for Aaron Judge, then who the hell can you not, who are you going to root for? It's like one of the easiest to root for. I guess unless you're like the Boston Red Sox or whatever, and you're just like, or if you're the Astros or some other team, but Judge for Miller, 1-2 pitch. Uh-oh. Back. Off the wall. Damn it. Oh my God. Judge is so good. Motherfuck. He's kind of good. Now there's runners at second and third. Kaka. Yeah, it's different trophies. Like they have their set trophies. Are you talking about like as of late if they changed it, or are you talking about just like in general, or if they've changed something within the last few years? Damn it! Hit right down the first baseline. One run comes in, 5-2 Yankees. Then he drops the ball. Another run. Aaron Judge scored, 6-2 Yankees. Damn it. Why? Tears. Yankees are electric. So as soon as I put it on, Aaron Judge decides to be Aaron Judge, huh? Aaron Judge is money. Lots of Yankee fans there. That's a nice. There's a lot of people there for a fucking Monday. But again, it's like when Yankee fans come to town, they stay for the 2 or 3 games. You know, they usually are out of town, and or sometimes maybe they can only afford to go to 1. But I mean, if there's a 3-game set, most fans are doing 2. Some can do 3, but not everyone, and some will do 1. But if you can swing it, I mean, obviously doing the whole set. Damn, I should be there.
Different story from Bryce Miller tonight against the Yankees. Matter of inches, look at this. It is a game of inches. You'll see this ball just get chalk. Brandon Walsh was in great.
My buddies are talking about this game. I hit him with the Conan Y emoji. A little gif. Oh, Julio bobbled it, or Gino bobbled it. Damn it. Heat player getting the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP in Boston is hilarious. Yeah. They better figure out who their coach is going to be because Missoula ain't going to cut it. It's one thing to lose game 7, but to lose in that fashion. Same thing with the Dallas Stars, at home in a must-win game and game 6. You don't want to lose like that way. But it happens. It's sports, right? We don't always get what we want. Sometimes, unexpected shit happens, right? Like we thought Boston and Milwaukee for sure were going to be the 2 teams that more than likely would win it. And, we're not getting either one. It's a shame. Good opportunity for Miami, and obviously Denver's in the best position, but that's sports for you. Oh. Damn it. This one's not going well.
San Diego. Second tour duty with the Yankees, also been with Pittsburgh as Pete went with them. And some encouraging words from Miller. 1 out. Front on the play ball right here. Wanted to hit single to center by Torres. Judge stayed in the yard, but he hit it off the base of the fence there at the 376 sign in left center. Calhoun double up the right field line. Mayhew a crowd out, and Allen hit by a pitch, and now Powers is 2 for 2. RBI double to right in a home run total.
Yeah. Well, but it's like in their building too. And it's not by just a couple points or like 10. It's like embarrassing, like, yeah, very true, man.
Not quite as efficient as we have seen in his previous starts. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Yankees.
Pitches inside for a strike. 1-1 count. Miller's still out there, but getting roughed up. Yankees 6, Mariners 2. Runners at first and second in the top of the 5th. And then what do we got for events for tomorrow? Tomorrow might actually be like a baseball day, I feel, right? Because now since the Heat won and then the Nuggets won, it's like the NBA Finals and NHL. We have to wait a few days for those. Does anyone know the start date of the NBA Finals and then the NHL Stanley Cup? Like what how many days we have to wait to watch those? So we might be doing baseball for the next maybe Mariners and Yankees, and maybe get a chance to do some Dodgers or other matchups. 6-1 Dodgers. Nice. I'm taking this quick peek, look at the schedule. All right, so Tuesday. I know this weekend is Dodgers Yankees, so I'll probably end up doing at least a game of that. That's exciting. You know, I'm not sure if that's in Dodger Stadium or whatnot. I believe it is, though. So that one could be pretty fun to do. All right, so we got Mariners Yankees tomorrow at 6:40, and then Dodgers play the Nats at 7:10. So definitely doing Yankees Mariners tomorrow. And who is pitching? Logan Gilbert and Nestor Cortez. Nice. That's a good matchup. Okay, cool. So we'll do that tomorrow. It's actually a good matchup. And then Wednesday, Dodgers play at 1. Mariners play again in the evening. And it's Kirby versus Clark Schmidt. So Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll probably be doing Mariners, Yankees again. Damn it. They're going to score another run. Damn. And then Thursday, there's not a whole lot going on, and it looks like FS1 has the Angels and Astros. And that might be the only option on that particular day, unless we do something else or just like a freestyle type of stream or something. So at least I'll be able to do a couple of these Yankee matchups in the next 2 days, and then hopefully we can get a win at least of one of these, preferably 2. But we're not winning today. We're already down 8-2, so top of the 5th. Oh, game 1 is Thursday. Okay, well, then that's what we'll probably end up doing, because at that point, even though you know how I feel about the NBA and I know how you feel about it, but if I have nothing to do, and if it's Astros and Angels with a meaningless game, or NBA Finals, even if the NBA kind of at times irks me a little bit, that's going to be the move. So we'll do Mariners, Yankees, and NBA Finals game number 1 on Thursday, and then I don't know what's going on for Friday. I guess I'll peep here on the MLB side and see what we got going there. Mariners play the Rangers, at 5 on ESPN Plus. And Dodgers Yankees start off the series. And I already saw that they were going to do it on the weekend, so Friday. So there's going to be some good opportunities for some Yankees Dodgers, some Yankees Mariners. Okay. All right. And a little NBA. Okay. Well, I guess that works out, right? I mean, sometimes you need to find that content and, decide what it is. And obviously I would rather do the NBA Finals, even though, it's going to be, I get to see the Nuggets and Jimmy Butler, and, it's the end. There's no more games after this, so might as well try to cover at least a few of those games. I'm not sure if I'll do every NBA Finals game, but I guess we'll just compare it to the schedule and we'll see where we're at. So, all right, well, at this point, I mean, since the matchup is over, I feel we can, go online here for just a little bit longer, maybe do some food. I don't necessarily need to call the game. I already know the game is over. So maybe do food here for the last 22 minutes, and then we'll call it a night, and then we'll just end the stream there at 3 hours and 30 minutes. So if you have any suggestions on what you want to do for the food, breakfast food or whatnot, we can do that. All right, let me delete some of these other photos. And we'll go here just for a little bit longer, and then we'll call it a day. Unless we get people coming in late and then we get on some crazy dono train or something, then I'll go a little longer. But yeah, let's do that. This is a good way for kind of mental health breakdown from all the action that we've seen. Shout out to Blaney. Shout out to the Heat. Shout out to the Yankees. And shout out to Vegas. Very unpredictable sports day.
This is a two-seat fastball, and it just jams. Higashioka, he really hit it just in the right spot. I think it reminds you of the 62 NL playoff Dodgers Giants, and they shaved it down to candlesticks so Marty Wilson could not lay down bunts. Those bunts would go foul. They slowed it with the track, with the field up and everything. I remember that was a big controversy for Dodger fans. There's Cabrera, ninth man to the plate here in the fifth.
Yeah, I am getting a little hungry too, so I haven't had a whole lot to be able to eat. So I was thinking maybe even though it is a little late, probably try to eat something here. And then shout out to the Admirals. All the shout outs.
Nice catch. It's Love. Get right to it. Room service. Yankee jacket on. Two out and a 3-2 pitch. Runner goes at first. Swing and a miss. That'll do it. 9 men to the plate. Yankees put four on the board. It's 8-2 New York.
Damn, 8-2 Yankees. Yeah, we're getting rocked. All right, I got Monday Night Raw, Gordon Ramsay, Uncharted, Simpsons, King of the Hill. Okay, what else do I got? Gordon Ramsay. Oh, I got some more Gordon Ramsay recorded.
It's your journey on every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Get 0% APR on the Tucson, or up to $1,250 bonus cash now through May.
And anything that you guys want to see specific, you can let me know. I'm just kind of going through the delicious goodness that I see. Usually pancakes started off, and usually waffle, and then crepe and other options. French toast.
Basketball players and intro music. I have sit down music.
Do I have sit down? Got a really good crowd here tonight. First and 3 with the Yankees. For more of the best coverage in the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. 35,000 people. We'll get you that number a little bit later. On the Yankee pinstripes, along with a lot of the City Connect area uniforms, which have been a very, very
Father's Day festivities on Sunday, June 18th. Team's going to square up against the White Sox, and the first 10,000 dads can pick up a Gino Vibes talking bottle opener. Get the gift of baseball. Secure your seats today at Mariners.com. Some issues with and specifically right at the rubber, which is a very, very particular game.
No doubt about it. Looks like they worked the clay a little bit more. See if that's Dermon's liking.
That looks good. I definitely need to do like breakfast for dinner at some point.
Yankees just put 4 runs on the board with 5 hits and left 2. As we go bottom 5 for mine. Warming up, he has struck out 3, walked 1. Giving up a home run to Julian. An RBI ground out to Teoscar Hernandez. The only runs for the Mariners tonight. Just 3 hits. Kelnick's got 2. A single to left in the second, and infield hit in the fourth, and then Julio in the fourth leads off with a home run. Here's the last 2 games of this homestand and this series of pitching matchups, and then we'll see the Yankees in New York City, June 20, 21, and 22, 3 night games in the Big Apple. There's Kirby.
All right, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby. Hopefully they don't get rocked these next 2 days. Come on, Trammell.
He's got 6 hits on the season, 3 of them are home runs, 1 a grand slam in the first pitch he saw once he was reactivated. It'll be Trammell, Caballero, and Crawford, 8, 9, and 1. In the home fifth.
Good changeup right there. Nice job by Taylor Trammell to lay off of that pitch.
Come on, Taylor. 2-1 count. 8-2 Yankees, bottom of the 5th. 2-1 pitch.
Sometimes with a breaking ball, the changeup, you lose feel over a long period of time, but he has come out and has been extremely efficient. Just 46 pitches here as he pitches in the 5th inning.
Off a 10-day suspension. Hey, Trammell did not check that swing. He was a little bit presumptuous there. He was hoping umpire that they say, yeah, you did commit.
I don't know if they called this on a swing or a call strike. The pitch is well in off the plate. You can see an EQC tracer.
3-2.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, well, not only did they win, they won in the most crazy fashion, like blowing them out like that. So we got a few more minutes left, and then we'll end up wrapping up the stream here in about 12 minutes. So if anyone has any thing that they want to see or whatnot, and we'll see if we get anyone showing up here at the very end. And then if not, we got Mariners Yankees Tuesday, Mariners Yankees Wednesday, NBA Finals Game 1 Thursday, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe Yankees Dodgers on Friday. We'll see.
Jose looks up at it, and then the pitcher can come set.
It's uncanny. Every time right at 9 or 8 seconds. There's the acknowledging the pitcher. He takes it down to the nose every time.
He's very good at it. Has a great knack.
And here's the other thing, too. He's probably frustrated. Damn, it's 100 miles.
Yeah, there's a with this whole club. Just a reminder to her mom, they've given him a big lead here, 8-2 early in the ball game. And already has lost Taylor Trammell and has fallen 3-0 behind Caballero.
Remember when Houston was here? And they went, he and Maldonado were face to face. I said, what the heck was that all about? I said, what? You know, I said, I knew you went to work the clock. He said, yeah. And we were talking in Spanish. I said, some carrying some pleasantries. He said, yeah. And then he kept talking and why I did the picture. I told him to shut up and they're playing a few. Both benches empty. Nothing happened of it. But again, he does a great job. Timed it at bat after at bat, manipulating the clock. First, nobody out there, Steve. Can't be this time.
$5 holla. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Golden Knights. I just got sent a stat from Whitey on here based on Vegas. Let me read this to you real quick. And well, if you have anything that you want to see, I got you. But this is crazy. A bang, 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 boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. All right, let's take a quick look and peek with this. So it says, let me get this straight. Vegas has been in the league for only 6 years, and they've made the conference finals 4 times and the cup final already twice. Vancouver has been in the league for 53 years. They've made the conference finals 3 times and the finals only 3 times. Hockey is cruel. Wow. That's crazy. How the hell are you going to be in the league 6 years and be in the conference finals 4 times and the cup finals twice already? I mean, hopefully the Kraken can do something similar to that too, but wow. Appreciate you guys. What do you I'm going to actually change the background. We'll go to where we were. And yeah, if there's anything that you want to see, we got 9 minutes. So obviously anything that you want, if you want some Pete, you want some Seahawks, you want Kraken, you want some hack, you let me know. And I just wanted to get a little bit of food in right there at the end. And then anything that, anyone donates, it's all you now. So you let me know. You got anything, any special requests, anything that you want to see? Oh, yeah, I got you. No problem. I'll even sprinkle in a couple other little things in here while I'm just looking at it.
Speed out there, Julio's on deck. Slow roller. Good operation, both ends. Cabrera to LeMahieu, 2 down. Both runners advance. In terms of this way this game is going, this is actually a big out right here. Hit delivery super noisy, Ty get on top of it, chop it. And a nice play on both ends, but a great pick at first base by LeMahieu. David, that ball gets away.
There we go. Nice little RBI by Julio. There we go. 8-4. There we go. Nice job, Julio. 3 RBIs for Julio today. Now we're down by 4. At least it helps a little bit. All right, we got a few more minutes until we'll end here. Chief O'Chief, congrats, bro. What's good? Pretty wild, huh? You know, it's like these road teams coming into a hostile environment. You got to feel good. I mean, even if you don't win it all, but just to be an 8 seed and to get that far, that's going to mean something, right? And then to be able to win in that kind of fashion and blowout fashion, you know, I bet that feels real good. Awesome, bro. Yeah, I was going to be dipping out of here in about 5 minutes, but if you're going to be in here for a little bit, I can stick around for a few more minutes after that. I don't know what you have for a schedule, but you got anything that you want to see, like some Jimmy Butler or something like that? I got you. I mean, today would be an ideal day to get a little, Miami Heat representation, right? That's why I usually try to go for just like a little bit longer when I can. And then once we get past, school hours and there's no more school, then there won't be really a time limit. So that it'll be like, can go a little bit longer if needed.
Am I keeping you from your job? Next. Stop. Do we finally have it? Back to the beginning. Your electric heater, customized with fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron. Exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Mariners baseball on Rick Sports is brought to you by Fubo TV. Stream the Mariners with Fubo. Start your free trial at FuboTV.com.
I got one for you, Chief. It's got to be a fire one, right? Yeah, we got into a little bit of food. Ooh, look at that.
See a little bit more now. It used to always be just the hat. Yep. More guys now wearing that helmet. Some of them actually go to the hockey mask as well. Seen a few of those. Like C.D. Buckner might be one. Yep. He does. Torres, this is his 4th plate appearance. 110 continues on here for the Mariners. Then to be the top of the order, Torres, Judge.
I know. I read off that post. I'm watching. Oh, whoa. Oh. Whoa. That was impressive. Especially when you can get like 2 saves in the matter of like a second. Oh. Why is he so fast? His legs are long. Wow. I just saw it, dude. Impressive. Appreciate you. Chief with the 10. Thank you, my boy. There you go. And it gives a chance for Jimmy to shine on the highest level. Even if they lose in 6 to the Nuggets, maybe we can get them to force to game 7. And if anyone goes to 7, anything can happen. So thank you so much, Chief, my boy. I appreciate you. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. He said, oh, YouTube grind, bro. You already know what it is. Anything, what do you want to see, bro, before I go? I'll stick around here for a few more minutes, obviously, to give you a little bit of, Jimmy Butler and stuff. Like, I don't necessarily have anything I have to do. I don't have to wake up early, even though I probably will still wake up at like 7 a.m. and whatnot. But yeah, I bet. Right. Oh, Judge. Back. Oh! Wow. Aaron Judge with another home run. Kelenic went down. He might be hurt. Tried to jump up and rob that home run ball, but 9-4 Yankees. 2 home runs for Judge? My God. He's good. Hopefully Kelenic is okay. 9-4 Yankees. Yeah, I'm glad you did too. Like I said, you got anything like food-wise or anything specifically? We did breakfast food, so I started kind of going down here so I can give you some of the breakfast stuff that we have lined up. But yeah, I was gonna, try to go a little bit longer. You just never know who might end up wrapping up something and then they come through like you did. So I really appreciate you coming through and also showing support with the dono earlier and later. So I do appreciate you very much, man. So here's just a little preview of the stuff before I was going to delete it. So you actually have kind of good time in here. But if you got to get up, and I know a lot of people are, like Sarah as well, and a few people, it's like 10:30, kind of wrapping things up and whatnot. So I think this is a kind of a good time. I'll just cycle through these here one more time, and we'll probably just call it a day, unless anyone has anything specific they want to see photo-wise, which I'm definitely happy to do for anyone. But if we just want to call it after this, then we can do that. And then I'll be back live tomorrow for Mariners Yankees on Tuesday, Mariners Yankees on Wednesday, NBA Finals Game 1 Thursday, and then maybe Yankees Dodgers Friday. So there should be going to be some good matchups, and we'll hang around and have some fun in these next few days. Hopefully, it's not an embarrassment like this where we're getting rocked 9-4 every game, but you don't really know what's going to happen until it happens. Well, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Congrats on that big win. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you to everyone that donated, everyone that commented, that shared. I really appreciate you guys very much. I just wish the game would have ended up a little bit closer. Shout out to the Yankees, the Golden Knights on the Stars. Obviously, Ryan Blaney winning the Coca-Cola 600, as well as the Heat beating the Celtics on the road in Game 7. So I know Chief will be enjoying that one for quite some time. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.